So I just clicked it. 3, 2, 1, 0. -1, 0.
Are we on?
Devin K, Michael A.
That's me. That's me.
Good shit. That's me. Is that the old Tommy Wiseau reference there?
Yeah.
You even know who that
And
is?
Michael too.
No. Like you again. We were talking about this. Like it's we have our own area of specialties and expertise.
That's true.
And
Yeah,
if we make like dumb quotes and shit, we're like,
I will get it.
and nobody laughs. It's like, God.
all I ask is that if you don't know the reference, just please say so, because
We'll ask too, and we'll actually research that, so then we do get the reference.
okay, cool. So
what was the
what do you want to
reference
talk
you just
about?
made? What was the reference you just made? What was the reference you just made?
What's the reference I just made? It's Tommy Wiseau from The Room when he's at the flower shop and the lady he says, "I'd like a dozen red roses, please," and she goes, "These ones right here," and he goes, "That's me," and takes them.
Huh.
It's a terrible movie full of terrible acting, and every line that Tommy Wiseau says is memorable because
It
he's
is
the
a pretty
worst actor in the
terrible
world.
movie, but I don't remember that scene.
You've seen it?
It's years ago. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's like a cult film.
It's an older movie, yeah. So
Yeah.
you're
And,
not really missing much, Mike.
Everyone, no, that scene is brilliant. Yeah, with the red roses, and then he goes, "How much is it?" And it'll be, and like right when she's telling him the price, he goes, "Here you go, keep the change." He like gives her the money before she even tells
Before
him the
she's
price.
done talking, yeah.
Yeah. So I love watching real crappy movies with my friends. So yeah, I've seen all the real so bad it's good movies.
So bad it's good movies.
But you haven't seen Thanksgiving, and I sent you a GIF that says "gobble gobble, motherfucker." Right?
You did. I didn't get that. So
but I also did tell you about that like on a road trip last time. I was like, Thanksgiving is ridiculous.
yeah, well that GIF was a little it was a little creepy. I gotta admit, it was a little like, whoa. That's
Yeah, Mike's got a lot of those pretty creepy things under his belt.
Yeah. No, I've seen the Ginger Dead Man, for Christmas. I've seen Thanksgiving. They're quality films.
Quality.
Sure.
Quality.
Yeah, quality films. And no, but Thanksgiving was like, it's one of those like you go into it, it's like, yeah, I'm literally volunteering to waste the next hour and a half of my life. Like
Right,
that. You know that getting into it. It's like,
like going into it, this is literally just to waste time and that's it.
Well, back in the day, this is like 2010. My buddy and I have pictures of this. I have photographic evidence. We bought 2 Dirty 30s of Keystone Light. So 30 packs of Keystone Light, right? And we finished them off in one night. Our other buddy was passed out. He drank Coors Light, so he was on the floor passed out very early. And we were sitting there in these lawn chairs, basically, in our living room, right?
Yeah.
Watching on a really nice TV at that time, a Vizio 55-inch, this is 2010.
2010,
so,
that's really nice. That's a nice TV for 2010.
Yeah. So we're watching Thanksgiving on this thing, just slamming fucking killing Keystone Lights. And we're like, let's make a pyramid out of the cans, because like, let's not throw them away. We'll recycle them eventually. And so we started doing that. And I have a picture of the end of that night, and I actually don't remember taking that picture, and neither does the guy that I photographed with it, because we were like, well, yeah, I mean, if you drink,
when
5
you drink
or 6
60 cans of goddamn Keystone Light.
Right. It's still you're still drinking. It's like that's the point where you're like whatever. So we did that, and then woke up and went to a buffet that was in town. It was fun. But anyway, that's the way we used to view like quality films. Is
after 60 cans of
wasted off your.
Oh, just we were trash.
I mean, to be fair though, you get to a point where you drink enough, anything is entertaining.
It's fun. It's really fun. Anyway,
anything becomes entertaining. It can be the thing you hate the most in your life, but like there's a point where you stop hating it and you're like, huh.
Well, not to spoil anything, but like the first line at all spoken in that movie is "Nice tits, bitch," and it just evolves. You know, it's like it evolves. You know, it's like, yeah, exactly. So that's the whole thing. But anyway, so yeah, getting over that, it's fun.
While what we're talking about, that kind of relates to what's to come in the winery, because there's going to be some so bad it's good watching for
There's
us.
going to be 60 cans of Keystone Light. God damn it!
No, we're not doing that route.
Okay, I was like, holy fuck, because I'm like, Mike can't have that, and Michael doesn't drink. I'm like, I think I might die. I might explode before I finish 60 cans of Keystone Light. So.
Yeah, we won't do that. We'll drink soda. When I was talking to Michael today, I was like, we'll just drink pop, and I'm like, no, soda, because pop is a very Midwest. Yep. Well, no, like pop is
a very Midwest Canadian thing.
Right.
Because all of Canada says pop.
Well, and I grew up saying pop, like for so
that's one thing actually that when I went to LA, that some people asked me, like, because they knew where I was. You know, you're from Idaho. I said, yeah. Like, so let me ask, where you come from, do they call soda pop there? And I was like, I mean, sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Right, because that's a mixed thing. It's like you're north, but you're not like.
It's got to be far enough west to where it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's got to be like that regional Midwest, like the upper Midwest. It's got to be that, because if I'm around here, like, you know, hey, what kind of pop do you want?
You talking about soda water?
Yeah. You go to the Southeast, like I was telling Michael, and I think I told you, Devin, is like, you go to the Southeast, they're like, you want a Coke? And it's like,
and then you have to specify what, because every carbonated beverage down there is a Coke.
What?
Exactly.
Yeah, so like if you want a Coke, you have to be like, I want a Coca-Cola. Or it's like if they're like, what kind of Coke do you want? And you would say Mountain Dew, and they would bring you Mountain Dew.
Yeah, they'll bring you.
Yeah. So I was like, what? I'll have what kind of Coke do you want? All the root beers. So that's what I'd have to say.
Yeah.
Well, they would literally say root beer Coke.
Root beer Coke.
Yes, literally what they say. Yeah, I've heard it before. That's all I know.
Root beer Coke is Dr. Pepper. That's like root beer and Coke mixed together.
Fucking Chris Jones is on. Chris, are you tied down, or you want to come on the stream? I know it's Friday. I get that, but it's a holiday.
It's also a holiday, and he's got family and stuff, unlike us. So like it's
Well, but he's on here.
Oh, that's fair.
So no, Chris is a fun guy, but like, yeah, no, he's right, because he's from Tennessee or Kentucky, or no, he's from Tennessee.
Tennessee.
And yeah, it's what kind of Coke? You want grape Coke? We got orange Coke, you know, all that shit. They literally say that to you. We got orange Coke, grape Coke, you know, all that shit. It's like on a root beer Coke.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't say powdered when they ask you what kind of Coke you want.
Well.
I mean, even then, they'll still probably bring it to you. I mean.
Right. They'll be like, okay, all right. Yeah, John, our manager's got it. We'll do it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's going to cost a little extra, but.
Yeah, cost a little extra. Cash only. Cash only. We'll bring it to you. Yeah. But, like, seriously, when you go down to the Southeast, it's like, what kind of Coke you want? And it's like, I don't want Coke. I want a root beer. Oh, y'all want root beer Coke? Okay. They know, like, I mean, it's not like they're speaking a foreign language, but it's like,
I mean, they kind of are, but.
Well, but they understand a lot of foreign languages, aka regular English around the country.
For sure. They can understand us, but we can't understand them. One of those things.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like, but also like in the Southeast, man, like these people are so nice. Like they're
really friendly. Gosh,
are you faking it? Are you faking it? But they're not. It's like
no,
everybody's just like
nice.
really genuine. Like that's what I was telling Michael earlier, or not earlier, but like when I say earlier, I mean like weeks back. Like
Forever.
Devin is like, I was like, dude, a southeastern Waffle House. It sounds like a fucking nightmare.
I mean,
but it's also
looks
the
like
best.
a nightmare.
It looks like a nightmare, but it's the best. It's the best. You go in there,
the best food like ever.
you just go in there. Oh,
see, with the family, I called it. Look at that.
He's with boys. He's with
the boys.
His friends. So Chris,
Saying we're not boys.
Well, we're
That's
not
right.
boys. We're men. But like,
Chris got stuff to do.
Yeah. Let's just. Jesus Christ, Devin.
Hey, and I'd be
You're
careful
really
what
losing
you say
it
there,
tonight.
Mike, because men can grow good mustaches.
Okay, well, in that case, Michael, how's your mustache going?
I'm not growing a mustache.
Michael, come on.
You would have seen it if I was. What? I can donate to your cause without growing a mustache.
Yeah, no, I know. You can. You definitely, yeah, you definitely can. I'm not saying you're not, but like, come on. It's all the greatest historians have mustaches.
Yeah, that's
well,
true.
It's awful. It's not good. It's not fun to have this piece of shit hanging off
Yeah,
my
but that's like, I didn't invent the historian facial hair doctrine, and it's a mustache. Sorry, that's how it is. So,
but it's we'll change it. We'll redirect it. So
I don't know. I think it's easier to just grow the mustache.
Come here. God, he's being such a fucking prick tonight.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, everybody can hear him. Now he's fine.
Oh, now your microphone's all fucked up because of it.
Yeah, touching the cat, rubbing on the cat.
Yep, and now we're fine, because he's up here,
But it's not Remington.
No, this is Chester.
That's Chester.
He's got like little tufts on the top of his ears. I think he's like part bobcat.
Oh,
No
I hear him purring.
Yeah, he's already 10 pounds.
Damn, that's big.
He's not fat, but he's just like
he's a
dense,
big guy.
So it's like, did we get a bobcat? Like, what the hell did we do wrong? Like,
well, I mean, you got a pretty good thing of getting weird animals when you get animals.
Right? They're all fucked up. Like, they're all like, it's like, what the hell were we thinking?
Yeah, you got a weird weasel horse thing.
Yeah, that thing is.
I mean, Remington's a collapsed neutron star. He's so dense, but so infinitely small. Like,
look at him.
Right. Yeah. So that thing, and then you've got Wally and Ronald. Ronald's a pretty like small cat.
Yeah, Ronald's pretty chill and pretty normal, but Wally's a crotchety old man. So.
Right, but he's an actual cat. Like
yeah.
He's pretty easy. He had a bunch of teeth extracted recently.
Oh,
yeah, they were rotten, and like
that's what happens when you're that old. Like,
well, no, but like you remember, like Devin, like he was rubbing his whiskers raw.
Yeah, he
like,
just had no whiskers on one side of his face because he's rubbing his face on everything.
Shit. And now they're growing back, so he's gonna be bigger and more powerful than ever.
Oh, great!
That'll whiskers.
He could use that power to fight Cody.
Right, and he still does. Like, we're like, well, maybe he's not gonna be as aggressive now.
Yeah, maybe he'll mellow out now that his face doesn't hurt.
No, he still hates the dog and chases after him around the house. Like, hates him. And this fucking dude, stop! Ooh. Come on, I'm about to put you down. Not like put you down, like kill you, but like put you down. Before, right?
I was about to say, make sure you specify that.
Yeah, I was all right.
I mean, it could be both. It could be one, then the other.
Why the fuck would I kill this thing? Like, oh, now you want him back? You were like, I want to get out of here, but now you want him back up.
No, if you killed him,
these animals are fucked up. It's so ridiculous. It's retarded.
Yeah. So, we want to go over photos?
Let's do photos.
Yeah, let's do photos. Who's got the first one? Michael?
I got
names.
I got some shit. Let's see here.
Michael's always got the good shit. He's definitely hiding all the powdered coke.
Oh, yeah.
You know it. You fucking know it, man.
It's not
I
salty.
mean, to be fair, some of the best directors in history, Michael. I mean,
dude, no, listen, like, I mean,
their sinuses were just packed full.
yeah, like, you want to talk about like, I mean, that was the one thing when I went to film school that like you go to a party and like there'd be
everywhere.
Coke like was around. So
yeah.
Anywho,
and you were like, well, I want to be a famous director.
Well, Michael was like, well, I want to be a famous director that actually makes it without any scandals. So not going to do that.
Well, when a lot of these directors became famous, Coke was widely accepted. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But now it's like, yeah, we know the consequences, and
okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do what you and what Mike was doing. I'm not gonna say anything and just go into this.
Excellent,
right.
excellent. All right. Oh, I've seen that picture before. I know exactly what that is. But
it's pretty famous.
I'll shut up. Yep.
Man, that second guy, he looks like he could split wood with his face.
The MP?
Yep. Agreed.
This is yeah. Oh, this is North Africa.
Operation Torch.
Operation Torch, yeah. And you can tell because they got the U.S. flags sewn onto their
on the uniform
their jackets, yeah, because they thought that the people who were there might not know who they are.
Does it matter who they are as long as they're not German?
German or Italian, yeah, I don't know.
So zoom in a little bit further, Michael. Devin, what do you notice about their rifles? Zoom up a little bit, or like, I'm sorry, not zoom, but like scroll up a little bit, Michael. Okay, zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I can tell you something, but
well, I know, but I'm asking Devin. Like,
we'll give Felonious.
What do you notice about the rifles?
Well, some of them aren't M1s.
None of them are M1s.
Well, that one kind of looked well.
There are a couple M1s in there.
Yeah, there's a couple M1s in there.
There's one.
There's
two in the back. That's an M1. Two in the back. Yep, two in the back. But yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, I misspoke.
I was like, there's definitely M1s in there.
But a lot of them, there are a lot of Springfields.
Yeah.
There are 03s. Yep.
A lot of 03 A3s.
Yep.
So, Michael, honestly, I don't know. I've asked this question before, and nobody's been able to answer it. Is it like a mirrored picture? Because on the left side, you'd usually have your unit patch.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't think it's mirrored, but for some reason they don't have. Yeah, they don't have insignia like divisional patches on their uniforms.
Right, even on the left side.
But no, I don't think it's mirrored. This is the interesting thing. This is a British LCA landing craft.
Yeah.
And you can see some British sailors back here, actually.
Yep. The Tommies.
Yep, the Mark IIs. Yep.
Yep.
With their dark battle dress uniforms.
Yep. What is this guy right here whose face is kind of obscure? What is this handle thing coming out right here?
That's the E-tool handle. It's for some reason he faced it.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Down.
It's behind
upside
his
down.
back. It's
Yeah. For some reason though, like he's carrying it in a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little weird. They all have like caps on under their helmets too.
Yeah, like cold weather caps before they had the Jeep cap.
Well, I mean, it is the ocean, so I mean.
Yep.
Substantially colder. I mean, even though.
Well, and what's cool is zoom out a bit, zoom out to like a kind of macro thing. So you notice the front guy does not have his liner chin strap along his brim. Okay.
Nope.
The rest of them seem to have that.
Yep. So I don't know why he doesn't. That's interesting.
Right. And so
he might just have it tucked under the. He might just have it tucked under the helmet.
Right, which a lot of them did at the beginning, and then they realized that their helmet would separate, and you know.
Yeah. But you could like these uniforms are fresh as hell. Like, look, you can see creases.
They might just not have all their patches sewn on yet.
Yeah.
Well, no, they would have, but like it's for the invasion of Morocco, they would have probably just made exceptions. Like, so your American flag patch on, you guys know what unit you're in.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know the exact.
You can tell you're not Italian, right?
Yeah.
Except for maybe Hatchet Face there in the middle.
This guy right here is like carrying some kind of suitcase. That's interesting.
Is that one of the
That
typewriters?
is
One of the briefcase typewriters?
it. I don't know what that is.
Because
Might
they
be-
had those ones where like it would be a shell and you'd lift the top off, but it would
Well,
be a
okay, so there's a Thompson M1A1. You can see
Yeah.
that right there.
Where do you
That's
see it?
really interesting. The
Where do you
the,
see
the, the muzzle sticking up right in the middle.
no,
This right
that's
here?
the guy in front.
Yeah.
That's an
No.
M1 Garand.
That's an M1 Grand. It's that
See?
guy.
Is it?
That's
Yeah.
an M1 Garand, dude. Yeah. See, here's
Oh
the
God.
stuff.
They're so like they're almost one dimensional. Like they're like they don't have the 3D thing.
Yeah,
It's-
that's an M1 rifle.
No, but that's not M1 rifle because the barrel is not sticking out enough.
That's an M1 rifle. See, that's
No,
the part-
that is an M1 rifle because you can see the freaking gas tube under the barrel.
Yeah, you see the bayonet lug
Okay.
right there. Yeah. See?
And the
Okay, so
cannon
go up-
running
go-
under the
go-
stock.
Go up just to see what I can say I observed. Like no,
Okay.
zoom in on that fucking thing again.
I have an M1 sitting right here to
Sure.
compare it
No,
to.
I know that, but like, so look at the horseshoe underneath, like right below the muzzle.
Yeah, right there.
Yes. No, below that.
Okay, right here.
That thing, that silver thing. Yeah.
That's part of the gas tube.
That's the gas plug.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
That's
Because
the gas plug for sure.
well, no, it's not. And then there's something on the muzzle itself. Like
Oh man.
I see what you're saying, but like it just doesn't.
It's okay. It's okay to be wrong.
No. Look up a Rising Model 50. I know it's stupid. Just it doesn't. It's not like the muzzle like from the stock like.
I don't know. I think might
That
be
is
right
an
here.
M1 Garand, and I'm sticking
No,
by that.
I own two M1s. I know that too. So it's like, but like that the little horseshoe thing that I was pointing out, like I don't know what the fuck it's called, but like from the muzzle is like not. It's too close. To the actual muzzle.
I think it
Wait,
might.
you know what that might be? Because I looked it up knowing stuff about guns that I kind of know about guns. Michael, look up a gas trap Garand. It has that exact thing under the barrel.
Okay.
It might
That
be just one of the early gas trap Garands.
yes,
So-
because it's not like yeah.
So
Okay,
if you
yeah.
literally Google gas trap Garand, it has like all the specs that pop up, and it has that
Okay.
exact little thing.
I just pulled it up. It does look like that because the bayonet lug is farther back on it than it. Which
And it has that little clip underneath the barrel that the
But
Okay.
the
above
muzzle
gas
protrusion.
tube that the regular Garand doesn't
Right.
have.
My whole point was the muzzle protrusion, like even with like whatever, is like the muzzle protrusion for an M1 is a lot farther. Yeah, that's farther.
That's a
Than what I'm
gas trap
seeing right
Garand.
there.
That guy's got a gas trap Garand, which is kind of weird then. Because you
Well,
can
that's-
see it's got the same collar setup and everything.
It's interesting.
They made quite a few of them, but I thought a lot of those would have been taken out of service by now because they weren't as good as the actual ported barrel
Hmm.
M1s. So
Let
they
me
had
look,
reliability issues, but
Let me see if I can see any other M1s in this that might have that. Oh, unfortunately, they're all out of focus. But this one
In
also.
the back, right there. That's an M1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah, that's an M1.
that's an M1. Yeah, that guy has to have a gas trap Garand for some reason.
Holy shit.
Get a hold of his family.
Yeah, those are really rare, actually. So,
So
What the
okay,
fuck?
moving on.
Never
from this
noticed
one.
that before. Never noticed that before, but like cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I'm glad
Moving
you
on.
brought that up because looking at it, it didn't seem. It's a Garand, but it wasn't quite right.
Right. So moving on from that one, we got this one.
Oh, that guy doesn't want to get his boots wet. Look at him jump.
Okay.
I mean, it's either a training exercise where they're going full force, or it's actually the Normandy landings.
It's definitely not Normandy.
It's definitely not Normandy. That is a training exercise. Either that, or they're just like one of those people that landed in one of those fucking places in Italy or North Africa where they didn't fucking have any defenses, really.
This is Operation Torch again. These are the landings.
Yeah, so this is just one of those really undefended beaches that they just basically walked on. Yeah.
Yeah. You get the landing crafts are marked PD-29, which is the code for the USS Thomas Jefferson.
Okay.
Which carried guys from the 9th Infantry Division. So these guys are 9th Infantry.
Oh yeah, I love that unit.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. I mean, you would only know that by if you look up the numbers of the boats. But
right, yeah, I haven't. So yeah, I don't know. And it's like that didn't look like Normandy because it's like they're just jumping on and like.
And there's no traps or anything on the beach.
I was about to say, yeah, the beach is very open. So it's like. But I like this guy with they got his bayonet on right there.
That's a war hero right there, Michael. Come on now. He's getting after it. So the guy behind him does too, but
yeah.
That guy's probably it's fucking he's probably like going out there like trying to like sling his rifle or do something else.
That guy's bad. He's
he's got his 28 pack on and then he's got the gas mask canister or the bag on.
Yeah, this guy has a life belt on. That's a life preserver right there.
Yep.
Around his waist.
Well, yeah.
That's that is on the other guy that I was looking at. Yeah. Awesome.
They all have those life belts on. Guy's getting out of the boat here. This guy's got a full fucking big ass life preserver around his neck.
Yeah.
That might be one of the Navy guys, though.
Yep.
He probably is. He's probably the coxswain or something.
Well, he's got his hand on the steering wheel.
No, I'm trying to think. What kind of boats are these? Because these aren't LCVPs.
No, they're not. They're the earlier ones that I think that the from what I've seen, like the Marines and the Army, like early landing in like South Pacific, where they had the guys that were steering like up in the front of the boat.
They were in the center, yeah.
Yeah, because he's got you're right. Because I'm like they're too small to be like Higgins boats.
But yeah, you could see him like he's got his hand on a wheel.
Right.
Maybe that's it's his hand. That's his hand. Yeah.
Those are his hands. Right there.
It's on something, and he's just kind of like, you guys go.
Yeah.
See you later.
PD4, PD29 4, PD29
He's
3.
Like, what I put this helmet on for?
Can't tell what that guy has right there. That might be an M1 carbine.
M1 carbine. Yeah, it's a carbine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good shit.
That's awesome.
That is a pretty good picture.
I like that one a lot. So continuing right here.
Oh yeah. 28 pack with the fucking greatcoat / blanket rolled over and packed correctly.
Yeah. Whoever took this one had kind of a long aperture because they're kind of fuzzy, you can see. So
no, I can see that's it's a BAR and
right, yeah, there's 2 BARs, there's one right there, there's one right there.
Yeah.
Oh shit, why are they walking side by side? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's really weird. I mean, they're like the squad formations were a lot different than obviously Kasserine Pass. They fucked up big time, and like
this is Kasserine Pass here.
Oh well,
that explains it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Kasserine Pass. So
Tunisia, yep, Tunisia, and it's like Jesus Christ.
Look at that garbage on the side of the road.
I don't know. It looks like some ammo cans or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That just made all my IED senses tingle.
Right.
Oh, there's crap on the side of the road.
Is that just like your instinct now?
Yeah, give that a wide berth because it might be a bomb.
Here's another one. I guess I'll just, I'm going, all my photos are North African tonight.
I like North Africa.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
That's where all the olive oil comes from. Look at that guy in his fez.
I used to have a fez. I love those things.
What are you doing with your life, Michael? I need to see Michael in a fez. What's going on here now?
It's at my dad's place. I don't know. He has it somewhere.
Damn it.
Yeah, so I got to get it from him. This dude's carrying 2 M1s. That's interesting.
One for each hand because he's an American.
Or one of his buddies just died, or he's carrying the other guys on the left.
Yeah,
Like,
he's got goggles on his helmet.
No,
Yep.
that guy on the left is holding his gun. It's right
Yeah,
in
he's
front
got
of
his
him.
rifle right there.
oh, there you go. So yeah, he's probably like, well, we picked it up from a guy that died in our
Mhm.
squad.
I've got 2 now. I'm gonna send one home.
Yes, sirree. What else?
Sure
Okay,
help, folks. Do they not know how hard to find those are going to be?
I wonder what this is on his back right here. I don't recognize that.
It's like some weird, like fucking rolled up, like
Rain tarp or
blanket or
something, probably?
something. Yeah, rain tarp. Yeah, who knows?
Interesting. Okay,
All right,
this is
okay, we'll do one more, and then I'll break up the monotony of the North Africa shit with World War One stuff.
okay.
Do one more.
All right.
Oh yeah.
The half tracks.
Oh, the German. They got.
Wait, is that Rommel?
That's Erwin Rommel. Yeah,
Look at that.
and the Germans have captured
An M3. Yep.
An
M3
M3,
half
yeah.
track. Yeah.
Yep. And Rommel's sitting there like, well, this is great.
Some pretty slick wheels you got there.
They're gonna be filming Star Wars here in 30 fucking years, so we better make it look good.
Well, then you got like a Hanamag behind it. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 222, or no, it's 223.
Mm-hmm. And then I forgot what this thing's called. This
That's a
car.
221 or 222.
Yeah.
Like a scout car. Yeah.
What's that thing
Right.
weigh in the back then?
Well, that's way back here.
Oh yeah, we can't zoom in enough to figure out that.
Photo's not good enough.
Enhance.
You didn't get HD. I'm very disappointed.
Enhance.
That's as good as I can get it.
That's pretty cool though. He's just like strolling up to be like, "Good job, nice truck."
Well,
Like-
like, you can see kind of like the body language of the Germans is like, oh shit.
That's the
hey,
guy. Yeah.
Feldmarschall Rommel. Wie geht es dir? Or wie geht es Ihnen? You know, well, what are you doing? Like, we're just doing our thing. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. He was kind of weird like that. He was a real weird guy though too. He used to just walk off into the desert for like a day by himself.
Well, dude, he's an actual soldier. That's why.
Yeah,
Like,
but like just like with one canteen, he would just like be gone for a day, and people would be looking for him. Be like, I just wanted to go for a walk.
no, like, the guy was fucking very, very weird indeed.
He was
But,
a
like,
very,
he was also,
but like that's oftentimes why he did so well as a general. He thought so differently. So
right, because you go to the desert and be like, okay, so this is how it's gonna go.
yeah.
It's like, well,
His
okay.
aide, I
Well,
remember
so
he used to say when like specifically when stuff was really like down, there wasn't a lot of attacks or things going on, or something really bad just happened. The aide said that he would fill up one of the German canteens with tea and put just a little bit of lemon in it, and that he would hand it to him at like 5 a.m, and he would just walk off. Rommel would just fucking walk off from like the war, just off by himself into the middle of the desert. So
Jesus.
yeah. And he
So
said he'd come back and he'd set his canteen down like 12 to like 20 hours later, and he'd set his canteen down on like their table, and it would still be like mostly full.
yeah.
Nice. So I know we were talking about that was it, but this is one more that I just found that I wanted to show, and this is also North Africa.
Look at that advanced German technology right there.
Well, do you know what this is right here?
Nope.
It's
Some
a
mock-up?
dummy. It's a Kubelwagen made to look like a German Panzer I.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm
it's
not buying it.
yeah, it's a dummy tank for like for deceits and stuff like that. You can see another one out here, and yeah, it's just a Jeep that has this shell that goes over to makes the profile look like a tank.
Yeah,
And
so they go bomb the shit out of them, and like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's made to fool them. So that's one thing that you kind of hear about it with Normandy and stuff like that. But the whole fake like dummy tank thing was actually it was a thing during the war, which is kind of cool.
Well, it was even a thing during World War I.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen photos of guys that would like have a thing that they would like walk with that looked like a tank, you know. So.
Well,
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's
from World War One, but
great.
during World War II, you'll see a lot of stuff like this. But all right, so I'll hand it back to Mike.
What they should have done is taken all their American vehicles they captured and put them all together like it's a mock-up American thing, and then they don't bomb it because it's like, well, that's a bunch of American stuff. And then they drive through there to be like, well, the Americans are already there, and just murder the shit out of them. So,
Jesus.
All right, so I come on.
Are we doing the French again?
No, we're not.
Oh, the Belgians?
I actually did a video on this a while back, but Michael has not seen it. So, let's go.
I've seen this photo.
Okay.
Look at all the
that is some drunk ass faces right there.
Drinking Juan.
Yeah, that guy on the far right, and then the guy next to him are really
plastered
into it. Yeah.
I think that was this guy's party. That's the
probably
thing. It's like
his coat is undone the most. It's definitely his party.
Right. It's got to be his party. Like he's just like, wait, why are we?
Yeah. The guy on the left there looks like a mannequin when you turn its head a certain way.
Right.
Like it doesn't look like a person.
It must definitely be that guy's party. The guy in the blue is like holding that guy's arm like he's about to fall over.
Yeah.
If he doesn't support
the guy in the blue is like, I've done this for a while, buddy. Like, you know, and then you've got like mannequin guy, and then you've got this guy down here who's just like me, like, we're having fun tonight. Woo!
I'm just happy to be here.
And then this guy's like
Grizzly Adams there in the background. That's a little weird.
Right. So who is he?
Who is that?
Like he's, you know, like who is this guy?
Yeah,
maybe he's
been growing that fucker for a while.
Maybe he's the owner. Maybe he's the owner of the establishment.
Yeah.
Who knows? But he's wearing a nice wool tunic, you know, like with a collar and everything. And
maybe it's a fake beard.
Like, no, sir.
You don't insult your fellow man by having a fake beard back then, Michael? Come on.
We'll
go with this. This guy who's right on the edge of the empty.
Yeah, Hatchet Face. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, Hatchet Face. Weird, but he's hammered. This guy is hammered. This guy, like I was saying in my video, like this guy is the covert drunk. Right there.
The guy that doesn't know it until he falls over.
Right, but like it takes a lot for him to fall over, but he can like speak clearly. He can do everything. He'll drive everybody home and then go and pass out for fucking 12 hours.
Park his car in the driveway, leave it running, and be asleep behind the wheel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, that's this guy. He's the covert drunk.
You know, I'm a novice when it comes to World War I. What is with the blue fucking uniform?
Cool. So that was a pre-war kind of a Prussian/German state dependent uniform. I don't know actually what state this guy was from, right? But that was
there's a lot of them that still use the kind of Prussian blue uniforms.
Yes, and this might not have been colorized right, but like we'll say the blue. Prussian blue, those were the dress uniforms that they would wear. Okay. And so this guy and also what I actually think is like this guy is the birthday boy. The Prussian blue guy is the birthday boy. This is probably his best friend.
Best friend, yeah.
You know, like they're just sitting there and this guy is so fucked up he can't even look straight. And like seriously, his eyes are going two different directions. And it's like, okay.
He's definitely wall-eyed, like real hard. Yeah.
Right. And so I think it was this guy's birthday and he's wearing his best Prussian blues because he was probably in like, you know, a couple months before the war or maybe before because he has got, you know.
They had a bunch of cities. So like a bunch of the different regions of Germany, even into World War I, after the unification even, would have their own uniforms and their own like ranks and even their own weapons procurement, which was kind of weird. Right. You would see guys with different uniforms and different insignias and different facets based on what, you know, place they came from.
So this guy, like, he might have been the whatever. He just decided to wear his Prussian blues. You can see if you zoom in, or if I zoom in, something 40 it looks like. You can't really tell. It's not an HD picture. But they're all wearing, oh no, that guy's wearing 2 digits. So these guys are all officers on leave at the same time celebrating a birthday.
Right.
So they're getting smashed. It's like, yeah, he's an officer. This guy's an officer. That guy's an officer. Everybody in here except bearded guy, which we don't know, is an officer. And
is there a photo of the Kaiser on the wall?
Yeah, actually, yes.
That's what it looks like.
Yep, right there.
That's definitely the Kaiser, yeah.
So they're all sitting there in some bar getting just shit faced. And they probably have like 2 or 3 days leave, right? Let's be honest here. And this is probably their second day, so they have to wake up and go back to the front, hungover, like headache, feeling like shit the whole day.
Well,
like,
I mean, guy right there in the walleye there might not make it to the front even.
Yeah.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll make it. His friends will make sure he makes it.
They'll drag him there if they have to.
Zoom in on the guy with the monocle. The guy at the bottom there.
Yeah, this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom is.
No, he's good. He's trashed, but he's pulling.
He's got a whole jug to himself.
Right. Well, that's the thing. Is like, so okay. That's the guy commented on the video. I was like, this guy he's fucking hammered. You could tell he's drunk, but he's pulling. He held his shit together very well, and that's why he's got the jug, and this guy up here has got the empty jug.
Mm-hmm. So that's their second round.
Right, and so this guy is, there's no, whatever. He's a lieutenant, like.
Yeah, they all got a lot of rings on. Like if you look at their hands, they're all like blinged out.
This guy right there, and then
they all are, yeah.
Yeah, Prussian blue guy, definitely got rings.
On
this
the right
guy,
there, they all got rings.
Oh, that's a wedding ring. So this guy, because it's on the right hand, this guy's married. Okay. Yep. This guy's got whatever on, and let's see. Well,
I don't see the top guys don't have any.
Right, but he has the Iron Cross second class. Same. This guy doesn't. He does.
So okay, the guy with the weird ass expression in the middle there, on his right shoulder sleeve, it looks like someone spilled a little thing on his sleeve there.
Oh, right there.
Yeah,
right there. Oh, of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's.
Well, they
look
probably
at his pants. Look at his pants.
Picture. That guy was probably slumped over, drooling on himself, and they had to wake him up to take this picture.
But again, look at this guy's pants behind him.
Him.
He spilled everything. So yeah, it's like that's why this guy's got the full one, and he's actually not like two fingering that thing on the fucking handle. He's actually holding it dearly to his heart. He's smart.
Yeah, you don't want to waste booze.
No, and so this guy. Yeah, there's wine on his sleeve, and there's wine right here. Oh, did you piss yourself? Oh, are you bleeding? Like, what's going on? Like, it's just like you could imagine what this party would have entailed. Like, it's just ridiculous.
It's pretty great. So, I have seen that photo, but I haven't looked into it. It's a really good coloring job.
Oh, for sure. Whoever did it, yeah, they it's Julius Bachmann. Here, we'll zoom in on this. No, he's Finnish. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, there we go. We get the credits for that. Because yeah, it's so fucking great.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's a birthday party, and then these guys went back to the front and whatever.
Some died, some didn't.
Hey, they all might have died, or they all might have lived, for all we know.
Well, if they all died, then thank God that photo preserves their memory to some extent.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know. Beard guy's probably still kicking.
So
if I've seen like World War One. Yeah, what's up?
More? You have any more?
He's got loads more.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
Jake Brown again is watching us. He's sending me photos of the at the bucket load, so we have others if we want to look at them.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I pee, and then whatever. But so Share screen.
Yeah, Mike can do one, and then we could start looking at Jake Brown stuff. Unless Michael's
So think
got
about this.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Oh, I think I might have seen that before. Yeah, with the
That
real
guy's pretty
tall and the real
famous, isn't
short
he?
guys.
Yes, Devin, that's Andre the Giant.
No, I mean there's that really famous, super tall German World War I soldier.
I know the famous.
There was a lot of them. There
I
was
know
a lot
the famous tall World War II German soldier.
Two
but not the
German,
World
yeah,
War I.
the two guys is the most famous guy. This guy is it's like this is Infantry Regiment 99, and I forgot where they were from, but yeah, he's tall. Well, he's probably, judging from the rifle, like the G98 on me, he's probably about 6'7" or 6'8".
Yeah, that's a big boy.
Right, and they got some short guys to like go by him and be like, "Oh, he's a fucking giant."
Isn't that
He's
funny?
like tall, yeah, exactly. Like, so the guy, like the Gewehr 98, he's probably about 5'2" or 3" on the left, and then the guy's like probably 5'4" or 5" on the right,
Mm-hmm.
or shorter. They could be shorter. They could
be shorter. Yeah,
for sure.
That rifle
But,
looks like a pop gun in his hands.
Well, the Gewehr 98 with
Right.
its bayonet is like 62 inches long, 64 inches long.
Yeah, so actually, this guy's probably taller than me because
because the rifle itself is 52 inches long, and the bayonet.
Sure, and I put the bayonet on me, and like that's about 1.5 inches or 2 inches shorter than me, and then so he's probably about 3 inches.
I mean, that blade's going up barely past his shoulder.
Yeah, so this guy's probably actually like 6'8" or 6'9".
Yeah, that guy's big.
So, big guy, very tall guy, very tall guy.
Not good for trenches.
He has to kneel.
Nope. Right, and yeah, so that was a funny one that I saw, and it was like, well, the average height, the really tall guys in World War I. It's like, well, this guy's an infantry guy. Like, he's got.
There's exceptions to every rule all the time.
Right.
So.
There's always like, yeah, it's funny.
Jake Brown sent me a really good World War I one that I quite like. So.
Well, I'm gonna go pee first.
You pee.
All right, go pee.
You get after it, kitten bladder.
So, we are here.
That's right.
How goes it?
I'm drinking my prune juice.
Nice.
It's like motor oil. It's good for you.
Someone said here in the chat, he's probably as tall as Hickok 45. I completely forgot about that guy.
Well, he's not dead yet, so.
Good. I'm glad to hear. I don't like it when people die.
Well, Michael, you're in the wrong. For one, you're living in the wrong country.
It depends on who it is. No.
And for two, you're in the wrong species.
Right. I was glad when I found out that FPS Russia was banned from YouTube or whatever like that, or he was thrown off of YouTube or something. No, he wasn't thrown off. I guess he can't use weapons or anything anymore.
He wasn't thrown off YouTube, but the ATF took all of his guns because he got in trouble for possession of pot.
That's what it was, yeah. So I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yep. So they took everything he owned, and he went to jail for like a lot of years. Yeah.
He's probably out now, right?
Like a couple ounces of weed on me. So.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's
Yeah, he paid a lot of money too.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I wasn't really a fan of his stuff anyway. So when he left, I was kind of like, okay, I can deal with that.
Fair, but he was one of the first YouTubers to do all the really weird, cool stuff.
Yeah, all the crazy gun stuff. Yeah. I don't know. The whole like the Russian caricature thing just kind of like got old. I thought,
Yeah, well, he was some lame wannabe hipster guy that went to Hollywood and picked that up as a thing or whatever. He talked about that, why he did that. Yeah, he's like he was like an aspiring actor or something like that in Hollywood for a while, and he made this character for the YouTube channel based off his like acting experience. Yeah, so
interesting. Well, yeah, eventually I'm like, yeah, I get it. All right, whatever. And that was it. It felt like eventually this is just a channel where I like to show off how awesome I am. And I'm like, yeah, all right.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. Easily. You don't need to tell me. That's 100% what that entire channel was. It's
Right.
like, I got more money than you. Look at this.
Yeah.
So
I was glad it was over.
yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh well. Yeah, Hickok 45 story's not much better. He has cancer. So
he does?
Yeah,
Oh,
like he's had it for a while, I guess. So
damn, dude.
I think he might have got over it though, but it really like survived it, but it was real like hard on him. So that's kind of why he just like fell off the face of the earth. He got real sick. So
that's unfortunate. So
yeah.
Well, glad he's still around though.
Yeah. As long as we have our best friend, Ian McCullum.
Oh yeah. Forgotten Weapons. Yeah, I like watching the real obscure stuff. I really love to watch, like when he did counterfeit Chinese pistols.
Yep.
I love that. That was so cool. So, Mike is back.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it.
How was the
How was the
20-pound? How was the 20-pound piss?
Well, the pee was good, but like the animals that I own.
No, you don't own animals. PETA will come down. You coexist. You cohabitate.
PETA can literally suck a Taco Tuesday fueled fart straight out of my ass. So
I mean, they probably would if you asked them to, because you are a living creature. And
it's organic, unless I ate.
I mean, it's not if it's Taco Bell. It's definitely not organic. But
okay, so this is pretty funny. Yeah, let's share this son of a bitch. Share screen. Yes, god damn it.
Yes, god damn it. Damn it.
Oh yeah,
Tiki Bear. Look at that. Tiki Bear. Look at those goddamn officers. Like they did all the damn work with that Tiki Bear.
Yeah, these guys in the back are probably the ones who retrieved it. And they're like, give us that.
Yeah. Let's be honest here, Devin, because you and I have analyzed this picture before. Like, let's be honest, the guys that retrieved it probably got photo ops first, and then they were like, well, let's just show the officers wearing their ties into comic fucking faggots.
The brilliant leadership. But you definitely know that guy in the wife beater with the pipe, that scrawny fucker that dug it out of that.
He was one of them that found it, and like and they're like but it's like this is, but it's a cool photo because like these are diggers, correct? These are New Zealand guys.
Yeah.
Aussies.
Yep.
So these guys, they really like, even the guys in the back that are smoking the pipe, whatever, that actually probably retrieved it. They're having a good time too. They probably got photos with it, but it's like,
well, I mean, if they're diggers, this is probably the first time they've seen sunlight in like a week.
Right. And so they're just happy to like, kind of be out. They also probably got photos with it, but like this one, for some reason, because it was probably in an officer's collection and it was preserved and not like, an enlisted guy, like, they get the photos, it gets wrecked over time. They got to move, they got to do this, they got to do that. You got to think about that too. Is like, it's like they didn't exist. Like enlisted pictures, they took them all the time. Officers would take pictures of their guys and be like, this is, we'll get developed and we'll give you pictures. But it's like the pictures themselves didn't survive as much as
pictures are the ones that live because they're not
right. They weren't fucked around with as much. Yeah. Because of the socioeconomic class of them and the state of kind of like not having to move every day and and so
that guy the guy in that officer, really tight helmet cover on his helmet. It's really nice looking.
Okay. Hey, Michael, go ahead and zoom in on the guy on the left on his belt buckle.
I was about to say, that looks like a German belt buckle.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Definitely is.
That's what I saw right when I saw it.
And he's fashioned it onto his P08 webbing.
That's pretty cool.
Wait.
Look, Devin. Webbing. Well, no, it's like a bastardization. Like that's a custom webbing from the P08. He that custom made somehow.
That belt buckle's not a 2-inch wide belt buckle. It might just be a leather belt colorized weird.
I am totally incorrect. I retract what I just said. Those suspenders are his pants.
Those are his trouser
farther than-
suspenders. Yeah.
Yes, they're up farther than his. Zoom
I
in,
was like,
Michael, again.
that's just his regular belt loops that he's got the belt on.
Yeah,
Instead of
I have to
wearing
point
his
out-
stable
yeah.
belt, he's wearing
Yep.
his.
I have
his
to point out
district
how I
German
was
belt
wrong.
down,
I have to point out. I have to point out how I was fucking wrong. So, that buckle is on a belt, a leather belt that's clearly seen here when you zoom in farther. So I was wrong. I was just spouting off shit. And that's a German belt that he's wearing just kind of on his waistline, not through any loops because there weren't
Nope.
any loops in there.
There weren't any loops on the service dress pants.
But he's just wearing that. But that is definitely a German buckle. So, and a German belt.
Yeah, and I was like, that's what I thought right when I saw that, and I'm like,
That guy's
Yeah.
a baller. He found a Tigewehr and he has a German belt.
He's just wearing his shirt. He's wearing a
Yeah.
or the
Yeah,
what's left of his shirt.
the undershirt that he cut the fucking sleeves off.
Yep, what's left of his shirt. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's a cool picture. And so why is the guy Devin? Why is the officer on the left wearing khakis and then the guy on the right's wearing just battle dress?
Just how it
breeches?
would be. Just how you would, because a lot of officers, especially if you
Mike.
weren't like a junior officer, you would just have your uniform tailor made, and so there was like acceptable different colors you could have.
the guy in the center in the background.
I was just gonna say that right after I asked that. He's also
He's
wearing
got
a
one
fucking,
too.
Yep,
But like
belt.
so the technically style of how the officers would be, their service dress would be compared to like the tunic was much greener than the enlisted service dress, and the pants were normally like a lighter color, so they were more easy to distinguish. And then they would do away with that, and eventually officer uniforms would be just made entirely in the.
So this is he got some transitional kind of shit.
Yeah,
So
he's either that's like an earlier war uniform that he's just wearing, or he's just a guy who drives a desk and he never had any reason, because like you can see this guy on the right, his uniform is darker and his pants are darker because it would be the same color as the service dress uniforms all the enlisted guys have behind him. So
Okay.
Interesting. Let's see, do I have any? I have some more British ones from World War II though.
Bam.
See, that Jake is sending me.
Oh,
yeah, North Africa. Yep.
That 1928, and they got the smellies.
Yep, up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. This is it's about as narrow as you can get in the trench.
That's a very hasty trench.
Yeah. Well, a lot of that ground there too in the desert is, especially along the coast, real hard.
It's rock fucking solid.
Yeah, because there's no water or anything, and so it's just really fucking hard.
Dude's barefoot.
Well, it's hot. He's on the beach.
Yeah, I know that.
So, yeah.
You can also move really fast on sand in bare feet.
And also, I don't know if you've ever tried to wear fucking like super heavy, like 12-ounce leather, hobnailed fucking black ammunition boots in blinding hot sun. But they're like ovens. So they're very warm.
I'm not questioning it. I'm just pointing
so much more.
I'm not questioning it. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah,
no, you are questioning it. You're being a dickhead.
But it literally, if you've never had to wear like ammunition shoes before, like they're fucking hot. Like even in like moderate temperatures with the sun beating on them, they're fucking hot.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
The British are fucking retarded because they kept pushing them.
It's a really good service boot if you don't have to wear it.
Well, it's a really good service boot in the UK.
And also they last forever.
Right, but it's not good if you're in Africa, Egypt, Iraq.
They're great for Central Europe and stuff, and they're designed to not be comfortable. They're designed to be really heavy, really durable, relatively cheap to make, and when they start to wear out, you just replace the fucking pig iron hobnails and you keep going.
Well, that's why these guys are not wearing those boots.
Yeah.
Because they're in a super fucking hot desert environment.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy back here looks like he's probably only wearing shorts or something. Like,
yeah,
got his Bermudas on.
This is probably Egypt. This is
Yeah.
probably like around Tobruk, the first or second battle of El Alamein. Probably the second actually, because they don't look like they're equipped with anything.
mhm.
So it's probably the second battle. The Germans retook part of it, and then they just kicked them the shit out of there because they're so ragged, and yeah, it's like these guys, dude. Honestly, like Devin was saying, those boots are so heavy. You'd be better off going barefoot because it's lighter, and it's like, yeah, your feet hurt a little bit from the hot sand, but they're not gonna hurt as bad as like them boiling.
Yeah, roasting alive in those boots.
Leather
and those
boot,
hobnails, once they heat up, all that heat transfer goes into the bottom of your foot. And especially when you're getting down to like Egypt and stuff, where like, especially like when all these battles were going on, it was actually an especially hot year.
Yep.
And it's not uncommon for, 110, degrees. And then you're stepping with iron nails that are basically against your bare skin for the most part on the inside of the boot. All of that heat is going right into your foot.
Yep. Their helmets are particularly well colored. I love that.
Yeah. Very bleached.
I fucking love it. They put something on them and they just put sand on them. And it's like they put some like rubber kind of shit or some whatever epoxy that they had or glue. And they just sprinkled sand on there.
It was just Vegal paint.
Well, no, because his is running.
Yeah.
But you could tell that like they actually put actual sand on there because it's the same fucking color as the sand around it.
And it reduces the shine because they don't. These are probably still when a lot of them were smooth. So rather than the textured paint, anyways.
The British, as far as I know, until the Mark III, never adopted textured paint.
They had Mark IIs with textured paint.
I've never seen them.
Yeah, a lot of you start seeing that basically in 44 because when they adopted the Mark III, they just started painting them all the same way. So because they didn't stop making Mark IIs when they started making Mark IIIs.
Speaking of,
I'm aware.
Speaking of 44, I got some more Commonwealth stuff for Devin here.
They got all look at all the turtle helmets. Oh, and there's Brody's in there.
Yep. And just looks like a Browning 1919 right here.
With the shield. Yep.
Yeah.
They got all their bandoliers, their Pattern 37 equipment, the Tam O'Shanters.
Tell me what those are.
So that's that beret with the little poof ball on the top.
Oh, okay.
So they weren't really liked all that much. And they're actually kind of rare and expensive if you find one in a wearable size.
Yeah. I see I see a barrel of a Thompson over here, which looks like it has that ring around the end of it that you see later in the war.
Yeah, that muzzle.
Yeah, that's an M1A1. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but have you ever seen some of them? Some of the stocks have like this ring that goes around the top.
The
of
hose clamp on them, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but it's like a late war thing. Let me see.
That looks pretty late war. They got a lot of pretty late equipment. Whoa, hold the phone. Move over. See that little thing on that guy's shoulder?
Yeah.
It's a Canadian guy. That's called that's the French gray rectangle. That's 3rd Division.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see more stuff.
They don't look super cold, even though it looks like it's winter.
No, they got a lot of shit on.
They do have a lot of shit on.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely Canadian guys. You can see the ones in the front with their hats.
Well, I mean, I figured they're probably Canadian because they have an American machine gun right here. So
for sure.
I see
The British had their winter hats had the points on them, and you were supposed to tuck the points in, whereas the Canadian ones just didn't. They were just like a knit stocking cap.
Basically a Jeep cap without the visor.
Yeah, and the toque.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Jake Brown says about this photo. This is about the Canadians in the Shite.
Yep. Well, third division guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Shite. The Forgotten Battle.
Yep. What we were just talking about earlier today.
Yep.
No. Dang, I'm trying to find an example of that thing with the Thompson.
With that band on it?
Yeah. Let me see here. It's pretty rare, but I've seen it like in late war photos.
Well, why did they put those on there? Just 'cause?
I guess like because some of them the stock was breaking on them, that was like falling off. So
okay.
Later in the war, there are some that were upgraded with this
They're just
band.
Like put a hose clamp on it.
Yeah, it's like a clamp type thing. What is that? Okay, yeah, 1 second. No.
Hurry up. Wait on you.
So, like, see this guy right here? See the end of his Thompson?
Mm-hmm.
It has that, like, band on it. So, that's what that is. It's pretty rare, but yeah, it's just a piece of metal that's stamped and wrapped around the end of the Thompson. It goes all the way over the barrel, and it's, like, screwed in at the bottom here. That's what that is right there. You can see it.
Interesting.
Very insignificant little thing that I wanted to make sure I
picked up on.
Got right. Yeah.
So be it. God.
You gotta really pronounce the T.
I did.
You gotta have the hard T.
I did, but you interrupted the fuck out of me.
Cunt.
God.
Oh, some people aren't gonna like that we said that.
I don't give a fuck.
Only the Americans. They're the only ones that have a problem.
All right. Well, so I know you guys. Devin probably has seen this, but this is a fucking interesting one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you had to guess, what country is that guy on the left from?
Fucking Hungary? I don't know.
Well, look at the rifle. You can zoom in. Look at the rifle.
Yeah, I can't see the rifle.
Rifle's kind of a dead giveaway.
I can't identify it. I don't know.
Well, it's a Mosin.
Oh, so he's Russian. Okay.
No, he's not Russian.
Okay. Then I don't know. That doesn't help me. I don't know. What is he?
Well, the guy on the right's very clearly German. Don't know why.
Of course, I know that.
But yeah, no, he's Finnish.
Oh, okay.
White guard. Yep.
White guard.
Yep. And so the guy on the right, by the way, this is like 1917.
This would be just after Finland got independence.
Right. So this guy on the right is a German imperial soldier. You can tell he's wearing the 1910 uniform. He's actually God, I forgot what the he's Bavarian. No, he's not. I don't know. The cuffs, they throw me for a loop. I'm not gonna say.
There's so many different cuffs though. So like,
yeah, that's one that I'm not familiar with. So he's got his bread strap, over and over.
Reporting his ammo pouches, yeah.
That is a German soldier, an Imperial German soldier with a Finnish white guard in Helsinki in 1917.
Okay.
Funny stuff. Weird.
It's pretty funny stuff.
All right, I'll go to the next one. Okay, well, I know you guys have probably seen this, but for the people that are watching, this is one of the Oh shit! I stopped sharing. What the fuck? How did I do that? That's dumb. This is one of the most prolific pictures I've seen.
Mm.
Have you seen this one, Michael?
No, I haven't. Yeah, a guy who's clearly, lost a leg during the war.
This is in Weimar, Germany.
Mm.
The guy's got an Iron Cross First Class,
He's
a
got
wound badge, obviously.
of course.
Yep. And he's pedaling in the streets in Weimar.
He looks pretty spiffy for pedaling in the streets.
He's not though. Like he looks like that, but he's they fucked over their vets a lot too. Like
Yeah, of course.
they had nothing to give them.
But like every World War I country did
Right.
post-war, except for basically the United States and Canada, because they're the only ones
No,
that didn't have massive
United
fucking
States.
hardship.
The United States fucked over their veterans.
Well,
too.
I mean, they do every time, but not to the extent that these war-ravaged countries did.
Well,
so.
no, I would argue that, Devin, because the Americans had the means.
Yeah, and they just decided not to. Yeah,
correct.
America.
The Weimar Republic did not have the means to do that, and that's why these guys were
There's
out
a
on the
lot
street.
of them. Yeah.
This is a very, very, very impactful photograph because it's like, this guy wearing his Prussian blues, missing a leg, fought in the First World War, obviously, is now like reduced to pedaling in the streets.
Yeah, and obviously not very long after the war because he's not very old,
Right, exactly. That's the thing. I think this is like 1921 or 1920.
Yeah, a couple of years after. Yeah,
it's like very, very shortly after, and it's really fucked up. It really is, and it's insane. So I'm going to show you one more, and it's a let's see if you guys can guess the scale and like do that whole thing. Like so this is a Württemberger soldier before he went to the front in 1914.
Got flowers on his jacket.
Yeah, that whenever you see flowers, that was when they were going to the front and they were just taking their last photo up. So
I've seen that in early World War II photos too.
Uh-huh.
So zoom in.
On what?
Just on his torso, like on his, So his bandolier pouches look kind of different.
Those are the older ones. Those are the 87 pattern ones.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah.
He's got a brass buckle.
Mm-hmm.
This is 14, by the way. I told you that already, but like, it's very early. He's got his Pickelhaube with the Hembezug on it, like when they were going on campaign. 126.
Got his tornister all packed and ready.
Yep. So what do you notice about Devin, like the Gewehr 98 versus this guy's height?
Oh. But it's not a carbine.
No, that's a Gewehr. That's a rifle.
It seems like it's too short to be the rifle. Either that or that guy's tall because he's got his bayonet on it, doesn't he?
That guy is about as tall as I am.
That's just a big boy then.
Yep, the bayonet's an S8498. Like it's a shorter one, so he was probably a pioneer or other like a whatever. But
yeah, he's got to be a real big boy then, because with those bayonets, because that's got 10-inch blade on it. The rifle's 52 inches long.
Right.
That's
and so this guy is he's literally my height. And like when I was in shape, like when I was in the military, this guy is like the same size as me. This guy is big, right?
He's real big.
And it's like, well, all the Germans were so short. It's like, well, at the end of the war, sure, if you get the malnourished kids from the cities, yes. But so these are the kind of Germans that were actually going to the front in 14 and 15. And
Well, you said he's
early-
a Württemberger, which is kind of a more rural part of Germany.
Baden-Württemberg?
Anyway.
No, they fielded a lot of guys.
They did.
Oh, and that answers. Okay, that answers the question of the cuffs on the last guy, Württemberg cuffs, for the finish picture.
Yeah.
So, this guy, like, he was, there, but he was my size. Like, I mean, obviously not as fat as me, obviously, but like, he's 6'3" or 4, and he's a big, tall guy. And that's the thing is, like, in the beginning part of the war is most people were just almost the same size as they are now, right? In the military. A couple inches shorter was the average, sure. But again, statistics are like, well, let's take it through the whole war. But like, no, so this guy was a guy that lived on a farm or in a rural area in Baden-Württemberg.
Got more nutrition. Yep.
Got more nutrition. Yeah, ate natural food.
Got more exercise.
Guy. Right, exactly. No more natural exercise. Was built, and the jack boots like that. That's so. I'm judging from the butt. The guy probably had size like 12 boots, which is big for back then. It's like a size fucking 290 in the German, or a size 46. That's a big dude.
Yeah,
and
that guy looks like you could hit him in the face with a rifle and he wouldn't even flinch.
Right, but I mean, it's who knows what became of this guy, but like that's the cool thing of like, right.
World War One started, like 106 years ago. He's dead.
Right. Well, I know he's dead, but like,
whether
everybody's like,
war or not, yeah.
Right, and that's the thing is like, the vast majority of people in wars, even infantry guys, don't die.
That's true.
It's like it's a very small percentage. People don't realize that. So this guy could have probably been wounded. He could have lost a leg, lost a fucking arm, who knows, or it just been shot and like whatever. Okay, you're no longer serviceable. But like it's the fact of the fallacy of, well, everybody in World War, everybody at that time was so much shorter and small. They were all small. This is like an average guy. He's a little bit taller, but like it's an average built guy from a rural area of Germany in the beginning part of the First World War.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of it gets brought down because a lot of the British people were really short from the cities, and a lot of the French soldiers were really short
from the cities.
That's what brings the average down. So,
and also at the end of the war, like late 16 to 17, the Germans started pulling guys from the cities who had
they start
not
getting more people that are stressing the parameters of what they want to draft. And yeah,
they're smaller, they're shorter. But like this is 14. That's why I wanted to bring this up. Is like this is like not out of the ordinary of a German
to
soldier,
see, especially early in the war. Yeah,
to be 6'3", 6'4", and just doing your thing, going out there. Because like also like look at this belt buckle, right? That looks about the same ratio as like when I wear a German uniform. That belt buckle looks about as small as it does when I wear that, and the tornister straps and whatnot, and just the G98. So it's like, yeah, this guy was like a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
And
either that or he's like 5'6" and he just has a carbine for some reason. Just has a short rifle. Yeah.
Well, I'll just crush that right now.
Yeah.
There's a sling swivel in the trigger guard, so it's a G98 for sure. And there's the hook.
The parade hook. Yep.
His bayonet's not a fucking typical length. So, well, that looks like almost like an Airstats bayonet, but it's not. It's the SA-498 before it became the K98 bayonet. It's the shorter version of that. But like, yeah. So there's this guy,
or he's got one of the weird like converted fucking 71 bayonets or whatever.
Possibly.
They ground them down.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah. So.
Good shit.
Getting tired there, Michael?
No.
Bored or something? Huh?
No.
No. You're tired. You're bored.
I am tired.
Good.
Well, Well, Felonious, I have another one for you by Jake.
do it.
It's pretty good. Let's see here. Share screen. It's a pretty cool photo.
Wow, I love it.
I'm waiting. There we go.
Yeah.
No, I
look at
literally
those
clicked
guys.
it, but it just didn't do that.
All right.
Oh gosh, the smattering of stuff they have. There's P14s in that picture. There's Smellies in that picture. Wow.
Yeah. What's this right here?
It's P14.
14. Yep.
P14. Okay.
And
So
so
those were all made in America during World War One. So
the guy with the wrapped rifles, it's a P14 as well.
yes.
So
Okay.
yep.
And they were considered. They didn't like them during World War One. It was a better rifle in almost every way than the SMLE, but it didn't hold as much ammo, so soldiers bitched about it.
Mm.
Because it only has a 5-round magazine, whereas the Smelly obviously has 10.
Okay.
And the P14 wasn't as fast as the Smelly to operate, so soldiers complained about it. But it was still good enough to be a second line gun all the way through World War II. So, which is really interesting to say that.
Yeah.
You don't see a lot of pictures of the P14s in World War II, so
that's why I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like I couldn't tell at first.
Yeah, they pretty much so like in the mid to late 30s, they did something called the Whedon Repair Standard, where they would go through and take all of the like World War I volley sights off of them and shit if they needed to. And there are a lot of like Home Guard got them. That was basically who got them, and then later on it would be allies and whatever. But it's an interesting photo. They all got their winter equipment on. Very
I love this guy with the burlap covering his rifle.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're not like snipers, but for some reason they did that.
Yeah.
That guy's probably like their LPOP guy or like the marksman guy, like that, whatever. So he's holding a cigarette, so like obviously he's a badass. And,
that's right.
So the guy on the right.
Epaulette
that's
torn
smoking.
off the button. That guy in the foreground's got the button torn off his epaulette because his shoulder flaps hanging down.
Yep.
Yeah, these guys are kind of raggedy.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they've probably seen some shit at some point.
Yeah. Well, I also just realized something.
So
I'm not sure they're wearing battle dress or not.
What are they wearing then?
I don't know. Scroll down.
Well, Jake just messaged me. He said this is a photo. This is sniper training. He said
that would make sense.
Oh, okay, there you go. Because the guy in the top right, also in shit with a P14.
Yep.
Yeah.
The P14 was much more accurate than the SMLE. It was barrel was just way heavier on it. Bedded way better. There's quite a smattering of uniform colors and stuff going on here.
It's a cool photo. Cool ass photo.
You don't see a lot of P14s. That's interesting.
He says they're wearing denims.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. The work battle dress, yeah.
So the guy is saying he's Piece of Jake.
No, his name is just Jake Brown.
Jake Brown. He's got a YouTube channel called the Jake Brown Collection.
Yeah, but does he colorize these?
No,
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
He's just got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, he's just sharing what he's got.
Because you understand, like that watermark said colorize a piece of Jake.
Yeah, I saw that.
You brought this up last time too, and we said no, it's not the same guy.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. Okay.
It's not the same guy. Turns out, Jake, like Michael, is a name more than one person has.
Oh, no way. I thought it was so uncommon. Okay. All right. Anyway.
I quite like this photo.
Yeah, me too. It's a good one.
This is another one he sent me.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
An American lieutenant, very early on, wearing a Kelly helmet.
Yeah.
Where the
Mhm.
fuck is that?
No idea.
Look at that
He's in the
mustache.
Air
though.
Corps. He's in the Air Corps. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that on his
He's got
Yep.
his hip,
collar. No.
smoking his
Again.
pipe.
Yeah. Again, pretty good colorization.
Yep.
It's a pretty interesting picture of a Kelly, though.
Yeah, I love that. And fantastic. All right, funny one now. I've done a video on this
Funny.
too, but Michael probably hasn't seen this.
Okay. No, I haven't seen that.
Well, now you got to label this live stream as nudity, or YouTube will
See,
get
like-
mad and give you a
See,
strike.
like, if we could
It's
like
not
crop
nudity.
those, if we could like crop us like those 4 guys, that would be a great album cover.
That would be an excellent. And you got the guy up there too, like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, it's but no, like, there was a I forgot on the video I said some German guy that was in the Bundeswehr like recently. He said, yeah, we still do that, and we call it the I forgot the German word, but like the thunder log is what they call it. The thunder log. And
Wow.
I'm like, yeah, it's
They
what
don't
if,
take
what
it
if it snapped?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're shitting. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
I can't see any dropping. Thank God.
No,
Right,
it's
but, like-
obviously pretty staged.
When I
Yeah.
saw this, I literally laughed for 5 minutes. I'm like, literally nothing changes. Like
Yeah.
No.
nothing changes.
And the
because
officer standing right there, just happy to.
he's
Yeah,
not an
and-
officer. He's a senior NCO.
Oh, okay, senior
Okay.
NCO. Okay. 'Cause
Yeah, he's a
got the
senior
visor
NCO.
cap.
Well, yeah, but NCOs like had that, but
Yeah.
his collar device.
No,
he's
you're
a
right.
senior-
You're right. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, he's just sitting there like, well, I got a shit too, so move the fuck along. Or you know, everybody's laughing at the camera guy just decides to take a picture of these guys shitting.
The thunder log.
The thunder log.
That'd be the
And
name of
it
the
was
album.
like
Yeah, thunder log.
thunder log. But like, and then the one guy waving is like, there's one guy in every picture you take in the military. There's one guy that does that shit. Does that? His
Yeah.
ass is hanging out. He's shitting on a piece of fucking tree, and he's just waving. You know, like, hey, what's up?
I'm famous.
While his glasses, you know, he's wearing glasses. It's like,
Yeah. My friend who's watching this right now, she just said that's a nice picture to send home.
Yeah.
well, I think that's exactly like what it was. Is like they probably just took it as a joke. Because the 2 guys on the right are laughing. Like you can tell they're like,
Oh yeah, of course.
you're taking a picture, and there's a couple guys looking at the camera. The senior NCO's like just kind of looking off, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why are you taking a
Just
picture?
real
It's like,
checked out.
The guy that's hidden behind the tree, he's fortunate no one can see his face.
Nobody knows who he is to be embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah.
well,
He
but
looks like
he's doing the
reaching-
worst thing. He's like grabbing his ass, like he's
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
he's
saying.
like
It looks
wiping.
like
He's
he's
like
reaching
mid-wipe.
up his ass.
right. He's not Well, he might be wiping. Who knows? But like, it's still like this. This is an actual. I would call this combat photography because
Yeah.
this is
taking a
they're somewhere at the front, near the front, and they're like, I'm gonna take a picture of 4 guys shitting on a log.
Shitting
The
on a
guys
wall.
waiting for that, and they had their slit trench dug beautifully because it's just so perfect. It's great. I love this picture because it's like, again, people in the military all over the world, doesn't matter what country, still do this.
Yep.
Right.
It's still relevant. It's like,
Actually, the Air Force has like collapsible potties they take around with them.
I said the military, so
That's
I didn't say
fair.
the Air Force. So
That's fair.
I said the military worldwide.
You know, it's so funny that this is being brought up because last night, as the art nerd that I am, I was examining a super high def version of a copy of Peter Bruegel's The Tower of Babel painting, and it's just incredible detail. And I'm zooming and looking for it, and in the painting, it's really small. He put a guy bending down taking a shit in the painting. Here, I'll pull it. It's not related to this, but I'll pull it up. It's really good.
Yeah, pull it up.
That's
pull it up.
funny.
Pull it up, Jamie. Pull it up. Pull it up, Jamie.
We need a Jamie here.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely should hire one someday.
Jamie.
I can't believe this. Oh, because it's like the painting is immense detail, and
Put a guy taking a shit.
yeah, it's just like wow.
Oh,
Okay,
it's beautiful.
Sometimes
beautiful.
artists, they're looking at the grandioseness of the picture,
yeah.
and the artist is really like, "Ha, got him, snuck that in."
This is a painting. Here, sorry, 1 second here. This is a painting from 1563.
So really, nothing has changed.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, here we go. The full painting, and then the detail of it right next to it. Whoa, that's weird.
Yeah, guy just squatting there.
He's just dropping a fucking massive shit.
Wow.
And where is this? Where is this building?
Tower of Babylon.
It's a depiction of the Tower of Babel, the biblical story.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. And he's just taking a massive shit.
Yeah. See, like here, this is the full painting right here, and right down here that's where it's located. And if you zoom in, that's what you see.
Wow.
That's beautiful. I love it.
That's great.
From the 1500s.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's like when I first saw
it's like right front and center too. Just some guy.
Yeah. Yep, he's just
taking a shit.
And it's great. Like that's why when I saw that picture, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so familiar!" Like
just like the middle of the road, not even like walking off into the bushes. Just like I'm gonna pop a squat right here.
Right, fucking A.
Take a massive shit. Thunderlog it, real good.
Thunderlog. Yep. Jesus. Oh, here's a cool picture, Michael. You'll like
more
this.
poop?
I don't know. I might have sent you this before, but just play along.
Just play along. Is it poop?
Just let this happen. Don't be such a fucking tease.
Don't be such a tease. Oh yeah, we saw this one. We reviewed this like last time.
Yeah, we did this one last time.
Never mind that. All right.
Let's edit that out.
Well, no, I don't have to edit it out. It's just like I cannot remember how many.
Leave it in. That way we can show that Mike's, losing it.
Pull it together, buddy. You're starting to lose it.
Oh, gross.
Mr. Brian is messaging me right now.
Brian?
Brian is, yeah.
Brian?
Brian's a good guy.
Well, when he wants.
I mean, I know a lot of Brians, and most of them are all right guys. All right. I wouldn't say good, just all right.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of Brians that really stand out in my life.
I think the first Brian I ever knew in my life was a huge asshole, if I remember right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Brian Huffman. Yeah.
Ooh.
Brian fucking
That's
Huffman.
Not good.
He was my neighbor. Yeah, I live next to him. He's a piece of shit. I hope he's watching this.
I hope he's watching.
This is kind of like for Devin. Come on. Oh my god.
I love this one too. Best one I've seen all night.
Hold on, I'm lagging. I'm lagging really bad. Son of a bitch.
Getting there.
I'm
getting there.
Well, I'm lagging. Am I still like audible?
We're hearing you just fine. Yeah.
My whole fucking browser just froze up.
Oh no. Well, maybe if you stop looking at those weird mail order bride sites.
Shh. Those really clog up your hardware.
Yeah, they do. There's a lot of real shady, malicious backdoor software on that stuff, if you know what I'm saying.
Uh-oh. Am I still like on?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
I've got the white screen of death, and like I can't click anything. The little cursors like
You're
Well, I
spinning.
guess
still-
we're just winging it
still
now.
there.
Because you're here in spirit. Like, we can hear and see you just fine.
I'll be back in a second. I'm gonna click.
You want us to
X
double
on
check?
it.
Like, like how many fingers are you holding up? Do we gotta like check that you're actually there?
Not yet. Not yet.
Now he's frozen.
Now he's frozen. It's a good frozen picture of Mike. That'd make a good that just blank hollow stare. You know?
Right. I should just like edit some smoke like coming out of the top of his head.
Yeah. Just like, burnt out. Oh, now we got two of them. Two Mike B's. We got frozen Mike.
Oh, now he's gone.
Should have
There
left
can
it.
be only one. So yeah,
Well, I want the other one.
what in the shit? Like, go away. Okay, whatever. I know you saw the picture, but like, yeah, my whole shit just froze up. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So this is
Yeah,
mainly for Devin.
We just saw you panicking.
Okay.
Right,
Oh yeah, you
Felonious.
said we reviewed this one too already, as a group.
No, we didn't.
I don't remember seeing this.
Yeah, this
No,
was
we
a long
didn't.
time ago though.
I made a video about it, but like, we didn't review it on here.
Because you've sent me this one before.
I've sent you that one, but we haven't reviewed it publicly.
Publicly, okay. I won't
So
spoil it then, because this one's got a lot of interesting stuff going on.
yeah, it does.
A lot of really interesting shit going on.
Yep.
I know, Michael, that you know me and Mike are helmet guys, but that should give you a hint.
Yeah, well, I mean, is this on me now?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. Is it? I mean, I can tell they're Soviet helmets.
Nope.
It
Nope.
looked like it to me, so that's my best guess.
Right. Exactly. They're based on that, but no, the chin straps. There's Polish WZ-50 helmets and Czech M52 helmets, and this is a North Vietnamese
Which are
army
based off of the H40.
right, which is a Soviet helmet. So you're not that far off. But like with the chin straps, you can see that like they're not actually
There's
Soviet
two different
helmets.
countries of helmet based off of the same helmet
Right.
being used.
When also the 50, like, so right here, the flare is a little bit weird. It's more forward than on the Czech VZ-52 helmet right here, and it's just like interesting how like there's so many different countries' helmets in one anti-aircraft position. So, but that's Vietnam, obviously.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Vietnam.
it's Vietnam.
That was one where Mike sent me that, and the longer I looked at it, the more I found where it's like, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on
Like,
here?
what the fuck? Yeah, what are we doing here? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Here's a
Really
fun
interesting.
picture,
That's
Mike.
one of those really weird mashup photos where you just see everything in the sun.
So, Michael, I just want you to tell me what country this is and when. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's it. No more.
Okay.
You don't have to look into the details.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see here. West Germany.
Yep.
Okay. 1970s.
70s or 80s. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Okay.
I fucking love this picture.
I see HKs. I see what's it called? MG3.
Yep.
And very German looking hat there, and then yeah, and I see the German flag on the guy on the right. I see it on his sleeve.
Yeah, and pretty much everyone else.
Right. Yeah, that was the first one I saw. But no, that's a cool photo.
It's a great photo.
That feels like very like Munich massacre like era type stuff.
But a cool little detail that I want to point out, like that very few people actually notice about this picture, is they're wearing gaiters.
Okay. Oh, they are. Yeah. Shit.
Yep. So they had combat boots that were like 8-inch combat boots. So they went up like to here. But they're wearing gaiters, so they're actually out doing field shit, and they still wear gaiters.
Sweet. Yeah, those are big ass gators.
Yep. Oh. Are you? What? Is Devin Langan for you too?
Yes.
Holy shit!
Really bad.
Yeah. Well, I got the superior internet because I live in the fucking city. And he's just sitting there like,
yeah. That's all. Now he's starting to finally realize it.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure about that?
I'm back. Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you guys clearly.
So,
yeah.
Oh yeah. So what were we gonna say there, Bay?
I was like classic '80s. Classic '80s.
Yeah, with the gators and the fucking. Okay, here's the thing though. It's like their helmet camouflage is on fucking point.
Yeah, it is. That would be very good if you look at like what they're standing in. Yeah.
Well, right, like you got the kind of the fall underbrush. That camouflage, like that's fucking on point. I respect the hell out of that. I love that, and I want to emulate that shit. It's beautiful.
The guy in the front's doing like a beefcake pose.
This one?
The guy with the hat on, yeah.
Yeah, the paint me like one of your French girls.
Right. He's sitting there like that one image of Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park where he has his shirt open.
Yeah. But he doesn't. Yeah, it's the same thing.
You know the reference. Bam.
Paint me like one of your
weird French girls. What the hell does this guy have on his collar? Because it looks like Litzen, but like his other collar doesn't have it. But like, do you see this? Am I crazy?
No, I see it. I think it's part of the strap that's going across his.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Yeah. See, that guy's got one on like his chest, too.
Yep. See the guy next to him.
That's the buckle. That's the buckle.
Whatever that little side bag is that this guy on the right here has, it's that strap. Yeah.
They should have kept the fucking Litzen. Like, God, those look awesome. It looks fucking great. I love the Litzen. I fucking love it. Like,
yeah, Litzen's cool.
It's weird, but yeah. The helmet camouflage on all these guys, the helmets, except for Tweedle bumfuck down here. Excellent camouflage. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. So you guys are like not interested anymore. You guys are getting tired. You guys are being like.
Well, I've been up for a very long time.
I'm looking through different pictures of various things now. I got when I said
got a point. The East Germans kept the Litzen.
Yes. Well, the
better Germans, as we all know.
Oh boy.
When I said that's very Munich massacre, I just went to look up Munich massacre. And I found this image, which is kind of interesting. These are some German police trying to break in.
Look at that.
In 72, yeah. Yep.
Look at that shit. Look at those high-speed operators.
Nice fucking sideburns. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
right. What is this over here? You know what that
Walther MPL.
Is this an Uzi?
No, that's also a Walther, but the stock's folded.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see the wire stock right there.
Yeah, so it was one of the guns that competed against the H&K MP5. So.
Cool stuff.
Yes.
We all know how that turned out.
Yeah, that wasn't a good time. That was not a good time.
Because everyone's heard of the MP5. Nobody knows what the fuck a Walther MPL is, though. So
Right.
so
And it's funny, like around the same time they started using Uzis a lot more too, like in conjunction
well,
with
the Uzi was like space age when it came out. It's so compact and so tactical, and it works so well.
It's heavy as fuck, though.
Yeah, well, that's why it worked so fucking well.
Right.
But
I suppose, yeah.
It's everyone had Uzis. Literally everyone had Uzis.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, even when Reagan got shot, like the Secret Service guy, he popped a fucking
Pulled out an
Uzi, popped the stock.
That's what I was about to say. That was what I was just thinking. Like when Reagan got shot, like immediately you see like a guy with an Uzi, you know?
Pops the stock out too. He's just like, because I have a semi-auto one, and it's like you pop that, you just push down, pull back, and it's there. And it's like, let's game on. Let's do this.
Every now and then, every country's got to hit a home run. So, and that was definitely Israel's home run. So,
yep. And they came out with the I can't grab it and show it. Never mind.
Fair. I'd say the Uzi is probably for the time it came out and compared to like everything else, that's definitely the biggest home run that Israel ever hit was with the Uzi. They've got a lot of other good guns, but I think the Uzi just came at the right time to be the hottest shit on the global marketplace. So.
And then HK came out with the MP5.
Yep, and then HK is like MP5, bam. Which is better than the Uzi, I would say.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Have you ever shot an Uzi?
No.
Not a
we
full
never
auto
got to shoot bikes when I was over there, so.
Well, yeah, no, I have a semi-auto one, which is awesome. They're actually pretty cool.
Does that have the giant barrel on it?
Yeah.
It has to, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
like,
Mike wants to get a tax stamp and put a shorter barrel on it. So.
No, I don't.
So.
But yeah, they're pretty cool, but they're really fucking heavy. Really, like
they're a lot
really
heavier
heavy.
than you think they would be. They're like dense. They're weighty.
It's a fucking brick. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like a full rifle's worth of weight, but the thing is like this big. So.
Well, no, they're bigger. It's just long. It's
yeah.
Yeah. When you come from the winery, I'll show you. Like you can hold this, and we'll go out and shoot some guns and shit. And it's really fucking heavy for how small it is.
Okay.
Which makes it a great weapon to control. Like when you're firing it, like it's because when I was firing it in semi, it was like there's no recoil at all.
Yeah.
And so in full auto, I've heard guys that I knew that were in special ops that were like, yeah, when we fired them, like we loved them because they were just on the target.
It's a laser beam of bullets because the rounds don't generate enough energy to really affect that much mass that gun has.
Right.
Yeah. So. You know what? I've never fired it, but I've held it before at a gun show, which was a Mac 10. An Ingram.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was pretty fucking heavy for how small it was.
Right.
Yeah.
Same
and it had a gigantic like water bottle sized silencer on the whole thing.
Just, probably a fake. Most guys can't afford those, but yeah.
Yeah. It's cool though.
Yeah, in the 1980s, there are a lot of movies that if you look at where they're supposed to have an Uzi, it's actually a Mac 10 that's dressed up to look like an Uzi, and
they also, god damn, I wish you could fucking show it here, but I can't because I have a micro Uzi, right,
which looks a lot like a Mac 10.
Right, which is what they mainly use in 80s and 90s movies, and that's why they got so fucking popular.
Right.
I obviously the rule, like I can't fucking do it on a stream because oh god, it'll get cut. And we've had a good stream so far, so I don't want to.
Yeah, we don't need the YouTube gods coming down on us again.
But once we're done here, I'll show you what I mean, and you'll be like, oh, that's what I was saying. And
that's what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
The micro Uzi.
No, I know what a micro Uzi is, but in Hollywood back in the 80s, they would actually take a Mac 10 and make it look like one. They would like dress it up to look like.
Make it look longer, yes. But so in Scarface though, that's when this thing really came up. or not Scarface Face Off. That was
Face
like
Off.
Face
Yeah.
Off. That's when the micro Uzi was like
Hot shit.
huge. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, here I want to show you what I'm talking about. That stupid website.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it on a picture because none of us are touching it. So yeah.
Well, if it's a movie clip or something like that, we might get flagged for copyright.
No, it's an image.
No,
it's an image.
It's a picture.
Okay.
It's a picture.
Well, we
But
could still get flagged.
none of us are touching it. It's a separate fucking image.
Yep.
Yeah, so
YouTube
don't worry about that.
Person that's reviewing this, learn your fucking rules, penis.
So yeah, they call these Mac Uzis in Hollywood because it's made to look like an Uzi, but yeah, it's just a Mac 10 that's dressed up.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's made to look like a mini Uzi. It's like they had another one of those things. That's the mini Uzi wannabe, but yeah, it's a Mac 10 for sure. It's a Mac 10.
Yeah, it's just made to look like an Uzi.
Yep.
Wow.
That was a thing in 1980s Hollywood that if you
Hey,
watch
by the
a
way,
lot of
you
action
two
movies
fuckers,
from that.
none of us were holding that. That was a separate thing, and that was from a film. So, fuck you if you want to.
They don't like
Exactly
when you berate them, just so you know, Mike.
I don't give a shit. I'm sick of the idiocy. Like,
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
Well, they're just all liberal, and we signed that user agreement, so they get to do whatever we want.
I'm liberal on all that shit. They're not liberal. They're just retarded.
Wow. Hey, at least
not
they
just
let us
liberal,
have
they're
content
fucking
on
retarded.
firearms and historical events and politics and.
Right. Well, I just like to rage because it's like I don't like idiocy.
There's a screenshot from the movie Dogs of War that shows one. Yeah. You can, with real Uzi.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely Mac 10s.
Definitely
no, the one behind it. The one
behind it's an Uzi.
Yep, that's a
Uzi.
micro. Or no, that's a mini Uzi. That's not a micro. It's a mini Uzi. Yep.
Right, but this is a Mac 10 that's made to look like an Uzi.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that was a thing in Hollywood.
That's a cool picture.
That is a pretty cool picture.
But yeah, I will. When we get off of doing this shit, I will show you the micro Uzi that I have.
The micro Uzi.
It's fun.
It is cool. It's pretty darn cool. I'll give you that.
Oh wait, no. Remember the far I was talking about, Michael? Like the actual one that like everybody knows but they can't do. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Where it builds up and builds.
Yeah.
It's like it's mainly like I heard that first from my grandma when I was a kid. Hey, my lips really dry from this. And she'd be walking and she'd be like, pow! Like a pop. And I was like, oh fuck, that's gonna reek, and it did every time.
Yeah, it's like one of those balloons when you're trying to let the air out of it, but you pinch it a little bit. Yeah.
Well,
everything just.
You know, it's funny. I was because we had a Thanksgiving thing last night with my family, and you know there was some members of my family who are a little bit bigger, and they're going to the bathroom, which the bathroom is right next to my room. All I just hear in there is just,
I'm punishing that porcelain.
Right, but I'm just like, why is it that like all these like fucking like big people, every time like I'm somewhere and like it's a big person that's like a big fat guy has to go into the bathroom, like they just take this giant mud pie into the toilet, you know? It's like, what is it? You just have diarrhea all the time?
No,
it's a big frothy pot of number two.
They're probably eating so that they shouldn't be, and because like, okay, to be fair, like the couple of times that I had the shits when we were together, like in person, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, I shat solid. The rest, like most of the time we were together, I shat solid. Not a big deal. Mm-hmm. But the couple of times, the one was very inconvenient with the trailer, and I get that. That was because of eggs, probably.
Mm-hmm.
The second time, I don't know why. It wasn't as bad as the first time, but it was just like, oh, I got to shit like now. But it wasn't like the cramps. It was like, well, I can't.
When you start getting like the bloating and you feel the gas bubbles start to like go back up your intestines.
No, there were no gas. There were no gas bubbles. It was just the you could feel like the very dense liquid. You're like, this is. I'm just gonna pull over at the next rest stop. Not an emergency, and like that was where that whole story came from with the rest stop. But like I went in there and it was like it was like shitting tar, like it was just
Thick
it
and
wasn't
oily, like motor
it
oil.
wasn't diarrhea. It
Yeah.
wasn't solid. It was like in between there where it's
You
very
get water
viscous.
and chunks. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was very viscous. It was sticky.
Mm.
So it stuck to the toilet bowl.
Soft
Yeah.
serve. Mm.
Exactly. But it was a little bit more sticky than that. It was like road tar. Where it's
Oh,
kind of like it doesn't want to move, but it kind of
melty
will.
soft serve.
Right. There we go. And so that's what it was. I don't actually know what I ate that day.
Food, probably.
I didn't eat. Well, I wasn't eating great. Like, let's be honest. Like Michael, when we were down there, we
That's
did
fair,
not
yeah.
eat great.
That's normally when
No.
that happens. Yeah.
We had like gas station food. Like it was like
Gas station
well,
food. Fuck yeah.
yeah,
To be
and it
fair,
was like whatever.
I eat a lot of
You
gas
know,
station food. I actually kind of like it. Something about gas station food I really like. I like
Well, if your
being able
body's
to be like,
if your
oh,
body's
it's 4 in
acclimated
the
to that,
morning. I could go buy a $1 cheeseburger off the heating tray. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, to be fair, your body's acclimated to that. Mine is not. And when we're traveling, it's like I never like actually plan ahead for that. Like I'm gonna start. I told Michael this last time. I'm like I'm gonna start bringing like an actual cooler along when we're doing traveling for whatever reason
Yeah.
with actual food in it that's not gonna make me sick. Like actual
Yeah.
food, not like
Well,
preservative
what you
ridden
could
bullshit.
do is just start eating gas station food for every meal, and you'll be used to it.
Yeah, but I can't eat 90% of the shit at a gas station. Like I have to. What I think it was is that Rice Krispie bar, which doesn't have gluten in it, but it's like
It's a lot of processed garbage.
right the amount of
Yeah.
sugar and they're delicious, by the way. Like Michael
They
was
are.
even like,
I
oh,
mean,
that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's the ones. It's the peanut butter ones with the chocolate covering on top. That's the one I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I get part of or Michael bought one, and he's like, "This is really good." I'm like, "Oh fuck yeah, this is delicious." But also Rice Krispies have malt flavoring in them, which has wheat in it.
Yeah.
That's what I figured out. I was like, "Oh shit, any Rice Krispies, unless it says like specifically whatever." And so that's what it probably was, most likely 99%. But anyway, so yeah, that's the only reason I have the shits because I eat wheat.
Okay.
If I, or eggs, like some eggs are like
some eggs can definitely. There's definitely some batches that got something going on with them. That's
Well,
sure.
that's anybody too. Like that's anybody. But so the first one with the eggs, kind of my fault. But like I love potato salad, so I'm not going to say no.
Potato salad's great.
Oh my god! And the second one, probably my fault for not realizing that these are Rice Krispies. But it was still like, what was it, like 4 hours? Because we were almost up into Minnesota. Like we had driven through Wisconsin.
That's pretty good. If you're that allergic to like gluten and stuff, and it had that in there, and you made it 4 hours.
It used to be a lot. It used to be a lot worse before the surgery, and like now, it's like that's like I just told him, I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, I got to pull over like at the next stop, like I got to shit, and we did that, and it was like nasty, but like usually no, my shit's like pretty fucking good now. It's like I mean, it's like uncomfortable to shit is like regular and like good because like it hasn't been that way for years.
Yeah, so now you have to have like a schedule and like stuff. Yeah.
Well, kind of. It's always like a fucking. It's always like a fucking incident when I go to the bathroom before the surgery. It was like always an incident. It was like, well, what's gonna happen here? Oh, that wasn't great. That sucked. That was really painful. There's blood involved, and like, okay, what? How did that happen? What did I eat? And like, okay,
am I dying?
Why does it smell this bad? Why is it smoking people out of this part of my house?
Yeah,
like it should. But like now, it's actually like, I mean, Michael and I have been in a hotel room, for what is it, like fucking 8 nights now.
Yeah,
we both shat, and it's like Michael hasn't been sick from my shits yet.
Dude, no, I'm good.
Yeah, he's a survivor.
That'll just make it all the better when he does get to experience one of the real heinous ones.
No, dude, like I'm telling you, with like some of the bigger people, like in my family, like I've experienced it. Like I got to go to the bathroom, shut the door, in there for 20 minutes, and then you just hear, and it's just like I've dealt with it before. I'm just like, that's why today, when my brother was over, I just said to him, why is it that all like these fucking like fat people and stuff, they just like take these giant mud pies in the toilet every time? Like they always have diarrhea, it seems.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, and like, have I told you guys about the devil's pancake? You know what that is?
No.
Oh, this will be fun. Brace yourselves, children.
Okay,
So
and I got another photo to share.
yep, okay. So when I was in Iraq, my buddy had told me about a devil's pancake because we were talking about poop. We just do for whatever
Because you
reason.
do. It's the military. It's, you know.
Yeah, well, it's just we did that outside the military too, but it's just like we're weird, fucked up people like that. And a devil's pancake is one where there is almost complete 360-degree coverage up until like the top of the bowl, and you can't see anything below that. It's just like a complete pancake that's like set in the toilet, right?
Oh,
And it's
the
like, well,
film
that can never happen.
It's a big floating oil slicked mass of
Oil slicked. Thank you. Yep.
yeah,
And
massive shit that's floating on top of the water.
Right. And so that was something he had heard of, right? He's like, oh, apparently, and we're like, funny. Well, about halfway through my deployment, I'm sitting there. I had a certain stall that I shat in all the time. And
the favorite.
Right. One time I hear footsteps, like running footsteps coming in, and I hear the fucking like panting, and I hear the fucking door slam open, slam shut, hit the lock, but I know it didn't lock because it didn't have that like thunk sound. It was just like it bounced.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care. He's just getting the door.
And it's like, yep. And so you have my attention at this point. And I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden I hear like literally I have never heard this before on a human being until that point. It's like you hear, oh God, and then you just hear, you can hear it. I mean, it was just like, it was fucking ridiculous. And you hear him like, I could hear his hands hitting the walls of the stall.
Yeah,
and I
bracing himself while he loses half his body weight in built up shit and water. Yeah,
right. He's like groaning the whole time, like, oh my God. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, okay, this is no longer fun. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
bowl starts overflowing. Like, yeah.
And then you hear it ends pretty quickly, but very violently. Very violently.
Like violent but quick,
It sounds like he's transforming. Yeah.
Well, no, he sounds like he's literally dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like some rough ones, yeah.
Literally, and I'm like, oh God, like, and also I hear movement, I hear some rustling of toilet paper, but then he just goes, oh, fuck it. That's not a good thing to hear.
No, that's one of those ones where you know that guy by like the end of it, he's like breathing heavy. He has like that shine of sweat on him. He has like the top two buttons of his blouse undone. His sleeves are rolled up. He's like just like
yes. Yes. And literally
yeah.
So I heard the rustling of the shit tickets, and I'm like, and then I hear him go, oh, fuck it. And he gets up and he just kind of washes his hands and he walks out, and I'm like,
you okay, man? Like
I didn't say that because I was in like shock. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that was violent.
Yeah, that sounds pretty violent. Definitely been there before though. There's some like you're getting like midway done. You're like done with wave 1, but you know wave 2's coming. You're like undoing your shirt a little bit to get better ventilation.
Well, I think he was like sleeping or something. Like wave 1, 2, and 3 hit him at the first at the same time.
You get through that first one because you're so panicked, and then you're like, okay, we gotta try to prepare for the second one now.
So he walks out without flushing, right? That's what I noticed. I'm like, there's something wrong with this guy. And then I just sat in there until I heard him walk out. And so I go in there, and the smells hit me at this point, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is not good. And so I went in there, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And I open up the stall door, and I see he fucking destroyed that toilet. Like,
I bet.
I think, and I was like, I was going to call, like, my buddy was working at that point, so he was gone, and I'm like, I didn't have my camera on me, and I just sat there, and I was like, holy fuck, that is like a devil's pancake if I've ever seen one, right? 360-degree bowl coverage of like, it was like this light brown, disgusting, chunky kind of like,
fine.
It was like his ass threw up is what happened, you know? It's like, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh fuck. So I go over there, I'm like, and I hit the fucking flush button. So I hit the flush button. It literally, in the middle, it goes back up. Did not. Nothing went down.
It refused it.
And I'm like these have some pretty hefty flush to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it
The
sucked it
military
down,
toilets are pretty high flow.
the water went behind it, or it didn't go, or whatever, and it was like
Well, it had a chance to solidify. It was liquid while it
right.
was hot, but it hits that cold water, you know.
And when I did that, I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ!" And I ran out. I was like, "Fuck, I'm not." And so I explained this to my buddy. He's like, "Oh my God, is it still there?" I'm like, "Probably." So we went in there, it wasn't there because like there was some third country nationals cleaning the toilet out, and it was like I felt bad for him. I'm like, I know what went down in there, and you had to clean that out. Like, but hey, like
You have
I guess
a really weird instance where you run into mountains of shit and janitors. It seems
It
like
is interesting. Yeah.
it really is. Like it's always been that way. Like it's and if I destroy a toilet, I correct it myself.
for sure. You don't want anyone to know your shame.
And I never understood that, like being able to leave a fucking a path of
Heinous dump.
destruction.
Yeah.
Yeah, a path of destruction in the toilet, like for somebody else. I'm like, that would bother me so bad. Like I knew somebody else would have to clean that up. Like that would bother me so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just fucking terrible. But Michael, do you want to throw up tonight?
Oh gosh.
Should we share this last photo first before we do that?
All right, we'll do the photo.
Go ahead.
Tell the story, and then I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Well, you got to watch him puke first.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
We'll see. We'll see. You already told me a story, Mike, that when we were on the road that made me almost throw up.
Which one?
Which one? There's a lot of stories that will make you
it
throw up.
involved cunnilingus. I'll just leave it at that.
Well, no, it's not gonna be that one. Trust me.
Okay.
No.
Is it the one that I'm thinking of that you're going to tell me?
Nice Owen. Yep.
That's not an Owen.
Or I'm sorry, fucking
Sterling.
Sterling. Sten, Sterling, Owen. That's the three. Yeah, it's Sterling. Yep. Nice Sterling.
Yep.
Is that the Falklands?
The Falklands, yeah.
Okay. Oh, who called that? Before you even said it.
Well, it's pretty obvious because DPM.
No, I actually got it from the helmet.
Yeah. That guy's an airborne.
Yeah. Got a belt of bullets around his neck.
Yeah, it's for the mini mag. But they had those, and they also had the L4A1 Brens, which were cool.
Nice.
Yeah, which I have magazines for that fit into my FALs. Winning.
Yep, the 40 rounders for the
they're
FAL.
30s. They're 30s.
30s? Okay.
Yep, they're 30s. But yeah, they're fucking awesome. Like they make the FAL really heavy and awkward.
The FAL's already fucking heavy.
But I use those in 3 guns because like they're like, okay, you got 20 rounds, and we're gearing this for ARs, whatever. Yeah, but this helmet that's the fucking
fiberglass paratrooper one, the 76.
Yeah.
Jump helmet. Yeah.
Yes. And Jesus Christ, yeah, those guys. The Falklands, that's another Michael future. We should do a lot of research, myself included, and Devin included, because we know a little bit about it, but we should get around. That's another future project.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but we'll never get to show it in Argentina.
Yeah, we will.
No,
we'll just show it. We'll show it how it was. They won't mind.
Argentina doesn't like talking about it at all.
The Malvinas.
Well, we'll change that.
So
yeah. No, that was a great picture. I love that. That is a subject. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, that is a great subject that's like not widely known, even by me. I've watched things. I've read veteran documentaries from both sides.
I really like the naval aspect of it because that is the
Falklands
is the most modern ship-to-ship engagement we have record of.
Right, and they destroyed the Argentines. And
that's like literally 2 countries shooting fucking cruise missiles at each other.
Right.
On ships, like
they shot.
They
shot their guns
today to kill
their
ships and cities and stuff, shooting at each other.
And they shot their guns too. And it's like Jesus Christ, like
yeah. So that is the most modern naval engagement we have. Is the Falklands.
Like the large scale, like actual ships sinking other ships.
Mm-hmm. That's the only time cruise missiles have went from ship to ship in
it's
human
fucked up.
history is the Falklands. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's a subject that I would love to learn more about and actually make a feature or a series on. That is because you just get guys that, and the Argentines too. Like, here's the thing: is from what I understand in my research, from the actual guys, and like you get the macro level shit of what happened, but the guys, like the Argentines, did not want to fight the Brits. The Brits did not want to fight the Argentines. It was just one of those things where they're like, oh, hopefully one of us surrenders, and then it just turned into like this fucking.
It was
insane.
a lot of Argentina, like, let's just do it, and then we'll go to the negotiating table.
Right. And it was like the guys on the ground, like a lot of the British guys, they're like, okay, we see them, we can see them, we can see them, we can see them. We're just going to keep walking. We're not going to fire. We can see them. And then the Argentines were like, well, don't fire. And then one guy came down and was like, fire on them. Like, well, do we? And like, so it was one of those things. It was just such a contentious, like.
And modern beach landings. There's a lot of modern beach landings.
Yes. Yep.
There's a lot of really weird shit. A lot of old meshing with new happening in the Falklands.
So Jake Brown just told me that he's doing an interview with a Falklands veteran for his podcast, which is called...
Is it an Argentine Falklands veteran?
He didn't specify that.
Because that'd be cool. They don't like to talk about it.
He says also an SAS vet from the Iranian embassy siege. Ooh. So his podcast is Young Contemptibles. So that's when he's going to be doing. He's going to be doing that on there.
Why would you promote his podcast on my massive live stream?
Sorry. Sorry, I didn't realize it was such a touchy thing.
Way to go, Michael. Now you're in the shit pit.
Yeah.
So now I guess I'm Jake Brown's friend instead.
Oh, look at that! Shots fired.
Well, I'm gonna keep growing this mustache.
This is the Falklands all over again.
Let's start a war because of this.
That is good shit though. Like interviewing these people because there's endless possibilities of like things to show to people of like what has happened, and like a lot of that shit's been covered up.
Yeah, well, it was
conveniently.
It was horrendous, and it really didn't need to happen, and it got way out of fucking hand, way fucking fast.
The Falklands?
Yeah.
Oh Christ! Yeah, it was like never.
Yeah, people were fighting over sheep, grass, and penguins.
Right, but like they weren't even fighting over that. Like that's what they were told. Like, gotta defend our. It's like, and the Brits were like, "Why are we here? What are we doing? Like, what?
Because
this is British soil.
That's what
it's
they
British soil." And it's like, well, is it like why?
No,
are we...
it's Argentinian soil, but it's been British for so long that all of the people there are British.
Well, that's
that
what I mean.
Their
like,
thing. It's like the population is British. We need to go protect the population,
which was bullshit because it's like the Argentinians weren't fucking with them. Much.
The Argentinians just took the land because it probably really should be Argentinian land.
Right, like it was. So what I, as an American, view that as on the macro scale is the last time that the Brits were actually imperialistic.
It's a death whale of imperialism. Yeah,
it's like it's the death throes, and people died needlessly. I mean, every war they needlessly die, but like that one was like, what? Both sides agree on the fact that nobody had to fucking die. Like, it was like...
I'll tell you what, a lot of fucking people died for nobody needing to die.
Well, I'm aware, but what I'm saying is like after the fact, even the guys like on both sides were like, the Argentinians were like, we did not want to kill the Brits. We did not want to shoot at them, and the Brits were
nobody wanted to be there. That's the part of it. That's the whole thing. Nobody wanted to be there.
It was like a fucking it was like a magnified version of Vietnam. Like a 100 times magnified of like, why are we here? Why are they here? Well, I guess it's not
because our world leaders say we have to be. That's why.
That's not a fair comparison, but like it's but you know what I mean. Like it's nobody wanted to fire shots at other people. The Brits wanted to walk up on the Argentines and be like, hey, you're our prisoners, go over there, whatever. And the Argentinians wanted the same thing and be like, okay, go back. We repelled your attack, whatever, blah, blah. No shots fired, but then shots were fired, and it's like people panic, and then it's hell on earth.
Yep.
For several hours.
Kicks off.
God, and it's like, what the fuck? What? For what? For what?
Penguins.
But no, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good anti-war pitch too, because it's like that really epitomizes of like the powers that be making the decisions.
Mm-hmm. But the Penguins, Mike.
Right, the Penguins. Who gives a fuck about Penguins?
The Argentina and Britain give a shit about the Penguins, obviously.
Well, go to Antarctica then. How about that?
Well, why'd I do that? Going to the Falklands is much closer.
Yep.
Hey,
but yeah,
I don't want to, I don't want to mix sides here, but if Jake Brown says we're all welcome on his podcast if he ever wants us on there.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jake Brown watching this? Tell him to comment. Show his face.
Okay, yeah. He's watching it right now. He'll hear you say that. So yeah.
Yeah. Show your face so I can ban you outright.
Get back. Wow. And then tell your story. Tell the story. Is it the one?
Tell the puke story.
Oh God, I cannot
show
the
one that I'm thinking of.
You haven't heard this, Devin.
I haven't. Oh, okay.
All right, so let me throw in the Chosky for this one.
Is this part of the story?
Yep. So, when we deployed in 2009, we were in El Paso. We were at Fort Bliss, Camp McGregor, all that shit.
Oh, I have this one.
No, you haven't.
Thinking of.
No, you haven't. You have not. And we got a 4-day pass in April of 2009 to like our families could come down there, or they didn't have to, but like a 4-day pass means you got 4 days to do whatever the fuck you want. Do whatever you want, get back here, report back at this date, right? So I arranged for my family to come down and the chick I was dating at the time come down. And so we did that. And I was hanging out with a buddy of mine who I knew his family and everything. So my parents and his family got a hotel in El Paso, which is actually a very nice hotel. And we decided that on the first actual day of freedom, we were going to get, like my buddy and I, we're going to get shit to the face drunk. Because it's like, well, we're going to Iraq. We don't know if we're going to die.
Then you got days to recover at least, yeah.
Right. And so we're like, okay. So first day, this place is like, it's a hotel. It's got like, it's surrounded, like it's a huge place. In the middle of it's a courtyard that's like really nice. Got a nice pool, a nice area to just sit, whatever. And so we're sitting there and it's like, we're in civvies, we're in like civilian clothes, which is awesome. T-shirt, shorts, living it up. We're in really good shape and everything. And we start drinking at like, I don't know, 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning.
Oh,
and
late. Okay.
Yeah. Well, like we start drinking very early, right? And it's funny because a lot of the brass from our unit was also staying at this hotel. And they're walking around and see them and we say, hey, how's it going? First sergeant or sir or whatever the fuck.
Sitting in the lobby with pounders duct taped to your hands?
No. We're out in the courtyard at a table. Like there's a table with an umbrella above it. And so we had purchased, or somebody had purchased, a handle of Hurricane. And I don't know if you know what that is, but like back in the day in 2009, they would sell this shit. It was like pre-mixed. It's called Hurricane. It was blue, and it was like a fucking coconut. It was like a very like kind of tropical drink.
Yeah, it was a Hurricane, but pre-made.
But with 151 in it. Bacardi 151. Okay. And we had not drank for several months. We've been working out. We're very healthy and all that shit. And so we'll just call this guy Brian, right? Brian and I go up to our hotel room and we we take a glass and we just kind of pour a snoot of this, and we're like, well, that's really good. After we've been drinking a couple beers, we're kind of buzzed, and so we were drinking this and blah blah. We end up getting like pretty drunk, and then we're like, okay, let's go back down to the courtyard and just hang out with our parents, And so we're all sitting around a table, and we're drinking beers, and I was like, okay, I was dipping at that point, and I'm like, so I'm gonna use this bottle for spitting, and this bottle for drinking, whatever. And I could tell the difference, and I told everybody, I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, like this is my spit bottle. And we just got to talking, and like, so that was at about 10 a.m. that we started to get shit faced. By about noon, we were like gone, and like, or I was gone rather,
Gone.
and just completely smashed. And we kept going, and then we went up to the room and got more Hurricane, which was the nail in the coffin. That was it. And so we go back down, and I'm sitting in a chair doing this whole thing, like people had to hold me up, and like my buddy is like really fucking hammered too, and we're like, okay. And so we end up going back to his room, which was on the first floor, and mine was on like the second. And I ended up going in there. I got sick. I threw up. What I saw was the trash can, and what was actually the trash can was two different things. And so I threw up all over the bathroom floor in there. So I'm trying to clean it up with the towels, and not a good thing. It's a mess, right? So we get up and we go back out and we start drinking again after that. Okay. By this point, it's like, okay, I have to go back out to my room because I'm like hammered. And all the girls are like out shopping or whatever. So it's just the guys. So we get to my room, and I'm abbreviating this a lot. Trust me, there's a lot more that happened in between the time of this. Like a lot more fun stuff. I'll tell you this privately because I don't want to say it on the stream. But like, so we go up there. I'm trying to open up my room with a credit card, and it's not working. So I'm punching the door. I'm like, I gotta throw up. And then Brian is like, no, you gotta do it like this. And I'm like, don't fucking tell me how to do this. I got it. He goes, no, you're using your credit card. It's not gonna work. Anyway, we get in the room. I go there, and I'm just like sick. I'm down for the count, right? I'm like at 2 p.m. I'm down for the count. So I go to sleep after I puke my guts out. I'm sleeping, like really sleeping. So I wake up at like, I don't know, 6 or 7 p.m. Everybody's back, and my dad's looking at me. We go back down the courtyard, and I'm like, oh God, I don't feel good. My dad's looking at me, and he's just like, and he told me that when I went up and I was like passing out and like puking, he was having a couple drinks too. And so he was drinking beer, and he was talking with people and whatever. And I had left my spitter on the table that we were drinking at. And he said that everything was warm at a certain point because the sun in El Paso is pretty fucking hot. And so he was doing this, and then he was literally talking to somebody that was like in the unit or something that he knew beforehand because he deployed with them, and like whatever. And he wasn't thinking, and he grabbed my spitter, and he went like this, and started drinking. And he was talking to this guy, and the guy was like talking to him, and he didn't want to like make a scene. And he said I tried to stop, but it was all in one string of spit, and so I couldn't stop. So he just drank the whole thing and went.
Yeah. So it was exactly the story I thought it was.
I haven't told you that one though, so. But yeah, so he was sitting there, and he was like, he tried to cut it off, but every time he cut it off, it was like the string would like, he didn't want it to like come out of the bottle and like, flop down.
Have this big.
So he just kept going, and he was just like, and so he drank my fucking spitter, hot in the El Paso sun,
ish,
and then he was like, set that down, grabbed his beer, and just knocked it back, and just slammed the rest of his beer. Like nothing happened, and then he felt sick after that. Yeah,
the stringy, hot spit road tar cooking in the sun in a beer bottle,
and he kept going.
I'm
just
holding
drank
it together.
the whole thing. That's gross.
Yeah,
that is really bad.
Yeah, and
it's
not good.
I'm composing myself. I could try to maybe throw up right now, but
no, you're good. I wanted you to have a raw reaction.
Just get past the stringiness thing like going down your throat feeling, and you'll be
Shut
fine.
up.
Try to bite it off with your teeth, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
You gotta saw at it a little bit because it's so stringy and fibrous, you know, because it's chewing tobacco. But
yeah,
you
leave
can't
that.
like get a good purchase on it with your teeth because of all the spit.
Yeah, I didn't feel great after he told me that, and I was like, well,
Sorry.
yeah. There's a lot more. I'll tell you guys, like in private, like that day it involved a lot more throwing up and weird things. And
I think
my
I've heard
dad,
bits and pieces of the whole story because I remember you
I
telling
haven't,
me
yeah,
you were on leave
I
and you were
never,
drinking Hurricanes with somebody.
yep. But I haven't told you like the actual details of what happened. Like,
No, I don't think you got
yeah,
super detailed into it.
it was not good.
Not
To
good.
say that,
Mhm.
no,
It
I mean,
doesn't sound like it was good. So I
it
mean, I
was,
assumed.
yeah, it
and
was really,
people wonder why I don't drink.
no,
Well, just
that's
don't drink
exactly like,
Skitter and you're fine. That's all. That's all it turns out. Alcohol's
no,
fine.
no,
Chewing
it's not.
tobacco's not.
It's you make very, very, very rash and not well thought out decisions, and then kids, like very small children, see you throwing up blue shit in the public bathroom in a nice hotel and get
I don't see the
scared.
problem here. That's just having a
And
good time.
yeah,
Is that what it was? It was blue.
oh yeah, it's blue. Yeah,
Well, a Hurricane's got shit tons of blue curacao in it, so
I see.
which is an
it's also
orange
like dyed blue.
liqueur,
Yeah,
but it's like nuclear blue. It's like ocean blue.
yeah,
It's like
exactly. And
real
it looks the
artificial
same.
blue, but it's
Yeah,
orange
so
liqueur and rum and coconut and a bunch of other shit. And it's just fucking alcohol on alcohol on alcohol in the drink, but it's real sweet, so it
with
doesn't
some
taste
Hydrogel's
bad.
corn syrup mixed in there and water.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but it's
It's really
so
good for the
sweet, but it's also so much booze that you can't tell that it's that much booze.
yeah, it's like it's not good. But yeah, so there's that. Hey, made it through there, Michael. I appreciate that. That's sexy. That's a man right there.
Yeah.
Made it through
Yeah.
that. And so did
I don't know
so
a
did my
lot of men
dad.
that can handle a story about swallowing rope that ends up being okay, but
Ugh. Yeah, it was. You told me that I was like,
What?
I'm sorry. Like,
You did what?
swallowing a bunch of rope. You're one of the few people that I could swallow a bunch of hot, slimy rope.
Mm.
That thought that you did better than I expected.
You thought I was
Better
just
than I
gagged immediately?
expected.
No, I can keep it together. You know,
As long as you don't start to feel it, right?
right, yeah. No, if I wanted to like really think about it, then I would probably get sick. But no, I was good.
we're creating the calluses. We're creating the scabs
Yeah,
that need to
there
be
we
there
go.
to protect him.
Slowly removing Michael's humanity. His feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Oh God.
fucking Christ. All right. Well, we've done 2.5 hours.
That's
Yeah,
right.
good
Time
stuff.
for bed.
Clowns think it's time for bed.
It's
I
time
ain't
for
going
bed.
to bed.
You ain't going to bed?
No, I don't go. It's only 7:15. I'm not going to bed.
Yeah, well, I was up super late last night drinking, corralling drunk people, also while drunk, and then I went to work real early. So.
Why'd you do that?
Because I'm a nice guy and I had to work, and I wasn't the one driving, or I'd have been like, "Well, it's 8:00, we're leaving." But I
Nice
wasn't.
guys finish last.
I was the one who drove, but I wasn't the one who drove there.
I've been to places before where it's a bunch of drunk people clamoring about. And I'm like, you guys are on your own, man.
Yeah,
I
started to realize very early on, like, well, looks like I'm driving home, so I quit early, but still, like, pretty up there, and had to corral drunk people into their places, and then try to get home. And then by the time I got home, it's like, well, I go to work in 2 hours, so
I'm glad I'm not you.
went to work. Well, I made coffee, took a shower, got like a half-hour nap, and then went to work.
Do you remember that song, Devin? Like, nice guys finish last. That's why I'll treat you like trash.
That's right. That's very true. It's very true. But you know what? Not gonna stop me from being a good person, except to that stupid bitch that runs Walmart. So
Hopefully she's
Oh
watching.
yeah, that's fucking
Damn.
great. That was
That's great.
So any update on that?
Yeah, I don't have to go there anymore. It's great.
Woo!
Not because I got thrown out or anything, but because I told my
Yeah.
boss, and I'm like, no, I will hurt your company's reputation if I go there again.
Right.
So and he's like, understood.
Well,
You don't
Michael,
have
if
to
you
go.
don't want to go to sleep, Devin can go fucking cower off into his
That's
fucking
right.
bed.
I can go if you guys want to stay. So,
We can do
No,
a
I'm
fucking.
cool. I'm cool to end it.
all right.
Oh, now you're cool to end it.
Well, yeah, he's got to go hang out with Jake Brown, his real friend.
I didn't even start talking to Jake Brown until we started until he started watching these. So
I've known him for quite a while. He's a pretty
Yeah.
good guy.
No,
If
he
you've ever
seems like
seen
I
any
was.
of his YouTube videos, he's got a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, I was already friends with him on Facebook. I just hadn't talked to him before.
He never talks to me. I guess I'm the asshole that everybody
Well,
says.
maybe that'll change.
No, you're not an asshole. You're the whole ass.
Well, correct.
So
Somebody wants me to show my art next time I'm on here.
it's right there. You use your eyes.
Well, if you're not going to bed and you got nothing planned, we can stay on and you can do that and we can talk about it.
That is true. That is true.
People like art. Yeah, we could talk about, everything goes from
Right.
military history to shit to fine art to, it's all over. It's something for everyone.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Is like Michael's art is, fucking. I mean, really, like, let's be
A lot
honest.
fucking better than you and I can do. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh no, it's not. This
Art's
this
also
is
subjective.
art.
That's a masterpiece right there.
It's a master shit, is what it is.
It needs to be preserved forever and not allowed to be shaved.
No, so okay, Michael, make a decision. Do you want to talk about your art and stay on, or do you want to cuck out and like just be like, "We'll sit here and fucking."
We can cover two drawings if that's cool.
Well, I gotta go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and go.
Well, we don't. You've been gone for 5 minutes. Get the fuck
All
out
right.
of here.
All right. Well,
Get the fuck out of here.
Nice hanging out with you guys on Friday.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, this is great.
I'm out of here. Take it
Later,
easy.
dude.
All right.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go really quickly. Like I was just gonna say, I should have kept Devin on here longer to distract, but like I have to go take care of the weasel horse quick. You can go piss, take a 12-pound shit, whatever the fuck you have to do.
I'll do that.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna
I'll
take
do
a
that.
breather, everybody. Intermission. Deal with it.
Hello. On actor. Got that right. What up?
So be it. Cotton.
I
I got it. Got it.
love that.
Yes, I'm missing my cap. I took it off. I'm no longer on duty. Because Devin's like literally a taskmaster. If I don't wear proper uniforms and stuff, he will literally beat the shit out of me when he sees me. Like,
Really?
he is an abusive fuck. He's like, he's got well, bend over. You got the cat of nine tails with the hooks on it. Like, fuck.
Dude, I don't condone that. So, look at me. I'm wearing this thing loose. I got a Seinfeld shirt on underneath it. So who cares?
One of those Hollywood freaks.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
One of those. Oh my god! I heard so many old guys. Nothing but a bunch of Hollywood faggots out there with long hair and earrings in their fucking ears.
I've always been that way for like, not in terms of what it, but like just old guys getting upset about that stuff.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I know several Hollywood people that definitely don't fit that description, but hey,
right, exactly.
You do you.
So what else is new?
But yeah.
All right, let me pull up some drawings.
Jake still hasn't fucking spoken on the chat.
Not that I know it. Yeah, not that I know of.
So he hates me. Like, it's confirmed.
He sent me another picture. We'll go over it next time.
Yeah. What one of your drawings do you want to go over right now?
Well, I got 2 Omaha Beach ones that are pretty cool.
Do it.
All right, let's share this bitch.
It's
funny because this one I actually touched. I talked about it a little bit when we looked at Omaha defenses that one time.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is one. Yeah, I did this one maybe a year ago or so. But yeah, this is a depiction of the Feldmaschig at WN71 of Omaha Beach. And this is the German MG34 gunner inside his pillbox here, looking down. You can see the beach out here. These are the 2 bunkers of WN72. I'm a little ticked off because this isn't as accurate. At the time, I didn't know as much of this one as I do now, so yeah. I got some things wrong in this thing, but it's generally correct. It's just there's some little details that I'm just like, damn it, why couldn't I get that this time? And same goes for the SK bunker back here. But yeah, I was mostly focused on this part right here, which was the main thing that I wanted to focus on. And the details of the MG34 was the most tedious thing because
that's a bitch. It's a really complicated yet beautiful weapon.
Exactly right. So like when I was drawing it, because the 7/16 that was stationed here at this post, I found some documents on them and it listed off all their weapons, and they all had MG34s. They didn't have 42. Mm-hmm. So that was the thing. I was like, oh, I've got to put that in there that they didn't have 42s. They had 34s. So I had to look at like a million different reference photos of this gun. Obviously I don't have one in real life, and to get all those details right, that's a bunch of shading, and then going in with highlights with a paintbrush. That's what all the white is. That's paint. Mm-hmm. So it was pretty fun. And
and then so in this drawing that you did, would that guy have not had an assistant gunner, or was he just like out of the picture behind him?
So the embouchures are extremely small. They're like just big enough for only one person. So he could have an assistant gunner. That's probably the way this thing is structured is, you see this doorway right here. There is a staircase that leads up into an ammunition room. So he would probably have someone running ammo to and from him.
So that's what I mean by like in this case, he's not going to be the assistant gunner sitting next to him, but he'd have had a guy running to go grab more cans of ammo and spare barrels and shit like that. Like
exactly,
but he would not have been able to be like typical like assistant gunners beside the machine gunner. He would not have been able to do that because of the lack of space. Therefore, and so there would have probably been a dude like running all that shit behind the scenes, while this guy's sitting there firing and like going, holy shit, like it's.
Mm-hmm. And there would have been, you see the other embouchure on the other side of him. That's how it was. There's another firing port out here for someone to fire along this side of the beach. So kind of like we talked about this already in the previous ones, but these bunkers, these pillboxes were designed so you would fire along the beach, like along the sides of it, kind of enfilading fire rather than just straight on like that.
Well, right, and that actually makes more. Well, okay, so here's the thing: is like a lot of people will think that if you fire straight on, it's easier because you don't have to lead them. That's bullshit. It's you have to still lead them, but it's a smaller target. You don't know the path they're taking. It's not as big of a silhouette. So from this guy, his angle, firing almost parallel to the beach, right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's to be able to see where these guys are running and whether they're going left or right, which they're taught to.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be able to just pop a couple rounds in front of them in a burst and hit them.
They're gonna run right into him, yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, obviously it didn't work because, it's the scale of the invasion was not what the defensive positions were made for, or the manpower up there. Like they just didn't have it. But like they inflicted so much damage because of the way they had those things positioned. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. That's a photo of the real thing. That's on the opposite embouchure. The guy I'm depicting is at this one right here, and so that's on the other side. But that's what it actually looked like at the time. And today it's like it's completely concealed in greenery and such. And the embouchure, we also talked about this. The embouchure where this guy is standing. If you look at it today, this is it right here. It has that giant chunk of the wall.
Yep, that one. Yep.
Yeah, so that you can tell that was by something that hit that. And so this guy right here, who we don't know who he was, and I depicted him right here in my drawing. He was for sure, if he was standing there when that happened, just completely obliterated. But
right, or maybe he got the fuck out of there. Maybe he got the fuck out of there, and maybe he survived. Who knows?
Maybe he did. Maybe he did.
It is what it is. Yep.
The reason why I depicted him like this, though, is because when people usually, when they think of Omaha Beach and they think of the German machine gun or stuff like that, of course, they think of Saving Private Ryan, which are those silhouettes, of them, the faithful silhouettes. I wanted to show that these guys were just as scared, as the people on the beach.
Well, dude, okay. So you look out as a Gefreiter, which he is. You look out and you see the amount of ships and men that are landing. at some point you're gonna go, oh, we're fucked.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you
Like-
read testimonies from these guys, that's what they talk about.
Right. Like you're like, we are fucked. We have to inflict the most amount of damage possible so the signal can get back, the message can get back to headquarters and, to our illustrious Führer who's passed out on opiates at the time. Not confirmed, but
Right.
most likely. And
most likely,
yeah, it's
most likely.
Yeah, it's like these guys are sitting there like this guy is probably like in his 20s, early 20s.
Yep.
And it's like, fuck, I have to take this machine gun and try to defend everything that's been taught to me that I have to defend. Like right
Yep.
now. And the bread bag strap, I like that. Zoom out a little bit from where you're at. Oh, it's the site. I was like, what the fuck is on his collar? But like, yeah, you get the listen.
Covering his listen. Yeah, that's absolutely what this was. What I wanted to convey here. I didn't want to show the faceless, gunners just like this. I want to show these guys were terrified. Yeah,
because like he goes and he hits a couple guys, and he's like, this is fucking pointless. Like there's fucking thousands of them, or hundreds of them rather. At that point, not thousands. There's hundreds of them hitting the beach. Like, what the fuck? What do I do? And yeah,
absolutely. You see, like I depicted the front of this is called the R677 bunker.
Yep.
And
yep.
I depicted the front of it. You get to it's already like bullets are bouncing off it everywhere and stuff. This is a Pack 43 in here, and you can't really see it because the grass kind of obscures it. But there's a guy dragging an ammo crate into the trench that leads to the back of this thing.
Yeah, for the Pack 43 that was in there.
Yep. And then there was a trench that led to the SK bunker. Yeah, and there's a machine gun team right there firing onto the beach. And these trenches are based on the aerial photos, and same with the grass pattern and such. And there's a guy dragging a dead body out of the casemate right here. And this right here, the top of this is a spot to mount a French tank turret. To mount right, that's what this wall right here is for, is to protect it. However, at the time they hadn't put one in. So when people usually depict this bunker, they'll depict it with the turret there, but it wasn't there on D-Day.
It wasn't there. Nope. Yeah, the actual concrete was, but the actual turret wasn't.
Right. Yeah, it was made to be there, but it wasn't there. So we got more parts of the beach out here. This is Charlie sector out here. So these are 2nd Rangers and 29th Infantry landing out here.
Yeah.
This is most of this is colored penciled. A lot of this is painting out here. This is paint that I did out here.
Yeah.
And the more you see more detail with the Americans as you get closer. So
yep.
It's pretty cool. So that's a D-Day one. Now this other one is Omaha Beach, but it's not on D-Day. It is
right. It's before.
It's before D-Day. And this one right here is the R677 casemate before D-Day. So let's see here for 1 second.
Yeah, you actually got the Pack 43 barrel correct on this one.
Exactly. Yep. So yeah, you see that bunker right there. At the time, like I say, I got some mistakes on it. I corrected them for this one to be more accurate after doing some research. But yeah, that's the Pack 43 barrel sticking out. That is an MG34 fastened to the barrel for range finding.
Yep. They fire tracers, and then
exactly. And you'll see that wasn't there like after D-Day, but you can still see the bolts that were on there. So, but it would have had it at some point.
Little details that don't matter. Nothing matters.
Right. Sentry right here with his dog.
Yep.
His uniform is based on photos of the 7/16th that were stationed here.
Yeah, it's the M36 great coat and the belt and pouches. They didn't wear their Y straps because it was like, okay.
No, I never saw photos of them like when they were on guard wearing Y straps.
No, Y straps is with your combat gear, and they were just kind of on patrol.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
They actually had it really good though. Like if the invasion hadn't happened, these guys, like they were like kind of chill, like, oh, we're just watching a place they're never gonna fucking hit. Okay.
Yeah, it was really easy for them. They got the French people there.
Yep.
And a lot of photos I've seen of them on good, they would have dogs with them, so that's why I put that
Yep.
there.
Yeah, those dogs would be able to hear shit before any human would, and
Right.
see shit. It's like, yeah, and they.
So this right here is a reconstruction of how this particular bunker would have looked at the time. And I've told you already know this, Mike, but all of this cobblestone is a building that was previously there that's been integrated into the bunker. So it's basically using the previous bunker that was there or the previous building that was there as camouflage to make this bunker, this casemate, still seem like a seaside villa, basically. And after they built it, they even continued on with more cobblestone. And like this right here is an anti-tank wall to prevent vehicles and such from going inland. And they covered a lot of it with cobblestone to, again, camouflage it.
Right. Yeah, and it's like that's why I love this, and like I'm glad people want to actually see your artwork because it's very relevant. It's because okay, my artwork, I guess you want to call it that, is putting out videos with information and having some fun with it, whatever. Yours is like making things like this and being able to explain all the details, and the similarities. Like both of us, we go into as much depth as we possibly can.
Yeah.
And you said on your first painting or drawing / painting that you did of the last one, you said, and it's just same with me here. Like we're always learning. It's like you fucked up a bit of it. This one part, and it's like it bothers you. The majority of people won't notice that, but it's like it bothers you, and it's like, yeah, I get that, and that's why, like, I mean, research is ever continue. Like we could have the same conversation in probably 5 or 10 years, and we will both notice something in these pieces of art that you made that's like, well, that was a little bit different, or and like in my videos, like when I'm saying something or showing something, well, no, that was actually no, because of this, that was the year was off, and so that's what's so cool about it. But like we actually try at least, and you've got the MG34 on that Pack 43, which most people don't realize. Yeah, yeah.
Here's the thing. No, you're absolutely right, because I can go back and look at it and say, okay, I didn't get this right, but for the next one I'll know, and which is great. And but when I did this drawing, I just actually when I drew the Pack 43 barrel, I just put it there, and I forgot to add the MG34, and I looked at it, and I finally realized it, and I'm like, I got to go back, and I took my electric eraser and carved out this bit right here, and then went in and drew it.
Then had to do it all over again, but like and then add that.
Yeah. But it was like I needed. It was just worth it. Like I had to do it. I couldn't just say no. I'm fucking
right. Yeah, and that's a great little detail, and like that's the thing is like with this film, like I won't get on the film that much, but like that's why like everybody that's on this for looking at details is like, we're going for as many details as we can possibly get right.
As minuscule as possible, yeah.
We probably won't get all of them because it's impossible, really it is. But we're going to get as many as we can, like little details like that, correct. And that's what's so cool is like, it's such a nerd thing, but it really like adds to like portraying history correctly, the way it actually was. Like like your whole entire thing here is, well, no, Omaha Beach did not look like it did on Saving Private Ryan.
That's the idea, yeah. And
yeah.
And no one has ever really depicted this bunker accurately,
Right.
I've seen people do their own little versions of them, including, the house. These are all actual houses that were there. And but I've never seen them do it accurately. They always take some kind of liberties with it. I'm like, no, let's just completely do it how it would have looked. This right here, this is the bunker right here. This is taken in September of 1944. Now, during the fight, you can see there's all kinds of battle damage on this. The parts of it that were camouflaged with those cobblestone walls were quickly broke away after this thing was being hit. So when it actually, right after the battle, this is what it looked like. And you can see bits of the cobblestone are all sitting around, they've crumbled off. But before that, it looked like this. So most people, when they see the bunker, they see this bunker, they see it like this. So most people depict it like this. But like, no, look, you can still see remnants of where it has that cobblestone on it.
Yep.
So it's like this obviously would have been concealing this entire face right here. So that's why I do.
But also, can you imagine? So when that cobblestone got hit, you understand that all that shit goes flying.
It's just flying like a million bullets.
Exactly. It's like, oh God.
Mm-hmm.
The guys that were in there, they either died or they got the fuck out of there like quickly because they were like, we're done. Like,
if you ever look inside this bunker, because it still exists today.
Yep.
And the PaK-43 is still inside it.
Yeah, yeah. You showed us pictures of that, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. The PaK-43. If you look at detail on like the blast shield that's in front of it, it has like a million dings off of it from bullets that were hitting it that morning.
Yeah. Yep.
So
it's
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. Like people always are like, oh, the Americans and the British and the Canadians, like they had the brunt of it. It's like, no, the Germans, again, because people don't understand, like Normandy was not expected to get hit at all.
No, a lot of these places were still under construction.
And they were like, yeah, well, we've got Pas-de-Calais. That's good. We're good to go.
Yeah.
But you know, Normandy, like they were very understaffed too. Like it's like most of the units were on the Eastern Front. And they were like, well, the Allied invasion is going to happen soon. So a couple units come back, you know. But like these guys, like they were not expecting this. They weren't trained for it. The Germans, like, Jesus, like the amount of casualties that the Germans inflicted is impressive. Like I know it's fucked up. I don't like anybody dying in a war. I don't like anybody dying because of war. That's not what I'm saying. But like the amount of casualties that they inflicted with what little manpower and ammunition and strength and training they had, very, very impressive.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit. How did... Okay. Like, you know, and I know that the Americans interviewed these guys and like, how did you do that? How did you defend that? How did you whatever? But it's like,
yeah, it's crazy because like, I mean, people always talk about the heroism of the Americans and such like that. They were, you know, able to, and like that, you know, they had just the guns pointed at them, but it's like they were the Germans were incredibly outnumbered, and the fact that they held on as long as they did is also, you know, bravery. And should be mentioned.
It is, and it's like it's not that it's good or bad. It just is what it is. It's like it's I mean, like, so if I were to put myself in that situation, I'm holding a beach wall in some fucked up weird bunker like your first drawing, or this one per se.
Right.
And I'm sitting there and it's like every day is fun. You know, we just get off our shift and we go and get drunk at the local French, you know, establishment. We eat food, we eat good food. It's fine. Not really a lot of training. And then all of a sudden you look out and you see the Armada. This fucking, it's like, it's an ocean of ships and okay, landing craft are coming. Oh, geez. Like, I know I'm fucked.
Exactly right. So what do you do?
Do you stay and fight or do you just run? No, you can't run because you got officers there that are also as scared, but they're also, no, this is what your job is. Like, you got to do it. And
exactly right.
You know what? And so like the Germans, like that's a really good point. Is like they always get viewed as like the bad guys. And it's like, well, how many fucking, how heavy do your balls have to be to sit in a fucking position where you know you're fucked? You know you're fucked.
Yeah, and a lot of them sat there for like, you know, 9-10 hours. I mean, the Battle of Omaha lasted all day.
Right, and they were like, Jesus, when they thought it was over, it was just beginning, and it's like, God damn. And it's like, so, you know, that cannot be discounted.
No, absolutely. 1 minute. So I won't get into a lot of detail on these houses, but they're all heavily researched. A lot of photos of them in the 1930s exist, and there were actually a lot more houses around these before the war, and the Germans tore down a lot of them, but to build the nests. But they did keep a number of them, and a lot of families still like this house up here is called the Mary House, and the family that owned it, Mary, they still were living in there on D-Day, and they stayed in their cellar while this thing got obliterated by U.S. Navy
Yep.
salvos, And this right here is called the Hotel Pipperell, and the Germans used it as a canteen basically, and they stayed in there like when they could, and like the other houses, this thing got absolutely obliterated on D-Day by naval salvos. And and then this house was also, this is called the Kuzenberche, and this is the same thing. Just on D-Day, just got obliterated. So this up here, this nest up here, this is a part of WN72. WN71 with that bunker we were looking at in the previous drawing would have been up in this area, but WN72 consisted of this and then other bunkers along here. But this up here is a double embouchure machine gun nest, and this style right here is very common along the Atlantic Wall, where they got these two ports and they're both kind of facing different directions.
Yep.
Two machine guns would have been mounted inside these holes, right? And
those were also very common in the Hurtgen Forest.
Okay, yeah. Interesting. I haven't researched that a whole lot yet, but I wouldn't be surprised.
The Hurtgen Forest, like, when you get into that, you're going to be like, that makes D-Day look like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It really does. Like, it's really, the Hurtgen Forest, I mean, the Battle of the Bulge with Bastogne and everything, like, that was a fucked up thing, too. Like, that was really bad. But, like, the Hurtgen Forest, it was so thick, and it was filled with positions like this.
Right.
Filled. And they were very well concealed. They were very well maintained. And it was like, Jesus Christ. And dude, the Hurtgen Forest was.
Oh yeah. No, that's another one that's not really talked about a whole lot.
They've tried to make movies on it. I've seen a couple, and it's like the movies are they're just all action. They're all like blood and guts and whatever. It's like, that'd be one like in the way future for us.
That'd be really good. Yeah. So this specific pillbox right here, this is a photograph of it today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these things actually, it's interesting. They hold up pretty well over time. And let's see, where is that? I just had it. There it is. But it's funny. You can see, look at all these like bullet like hits off of this thing.
Oh yeah. Yep. For sure.
There's another one, and then you can really see them right there. But this is just a open cavity right here, and two machine guns probably MG34s would be mounted on these mounts that were bolted into these embouchures, and they had doors that would open and shut. So, pretty cool. That's my latest drawing right there. I'm focused more on the movie right now, so I haven't started a new one recently, but this was the last one that I did where I was really like putting a lot of passion and energy into it.
I remember like watching you like when we were talking, like you were starting it, and it was like it was cool to see that, and then the progression, and like I'd talk to you like a week or two later, and there'd be a little bit more filled in, and I was making fun of you. I was like, "Oh, it's fucking horseshit. It's so inaccurate. It's not Saving Private Ryan accurate, like."
That's why I do. That's why I make these, because I want people to say that's not how it was in Saving Private Ryan. It's like,
right?
No kidding.
That's right, because they didn't get it right. But like, and it's and it's like with this, like we could further go into like research and analyze why Omaha was one of the worst beaches, or the worst beach that they landed on. Like, why? How was that the worst beach, and why? Based on the amount of positions that were there, where they were facing, what they had in them, this and that. And, Utah was fucked up, but they took, like, what was it, 90% less casualties than Omaha did?
Yeah, Omaha was the big one because it was because of the way it was structured. And it had, the compared to the other beaches, it had the most men, and like the other beaches barely had anything. But it had a lot of men, and the number of bombers and boats that missed every target that morning for them.
Yeah.
So that has a lot to do with it. And Yeah, it's crazy though, because they were, even though that sector had more men than most beaches around, they were still incredibly outnumbered, and they were able to hold off for a long time.
Right. Yeah. Like it was not good. But yeah.
Well,
All right. Well, do you want to call it? We've done 3 hours now.
yeah,
Oh shit. All right. Well, he just hit the end or the leave studio thing because he's just that kind of guy that just leaves when he wants to. He was geared up for it. So, all right, everybody. We'll see you on the next stream.